And welcome to the live show here. I got Dr. Fax with me. I got Nolan. I got Cowboy Reed. Bo is inside the computer, and Tanner's behind the machines. What's good, y'all?
Yo,
Chris, you look chipper, dude.
I am. I'm in a great mood, honestly. Slept the morning away because I didn't sleep at all last night. I was on the red eye back from LA. What a ball game that was. Honestly, yeah. No, it was so we got a lot to talk about here today. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. What you got?
Nothing. Just happy. You know, life comes at everyone fast in this studio and even in the computer. Talking to Bo just last week it was all jokes and har on the Jaguars, and what do you know?
This is the time in the show where we remind Nate that the Jags are down the syllabus.
I know, gave a little preview.
No, but it was good for the Jags.
You know, we're unlocking new things with the Jags. You know, winning games, throwing 3 interceptions. I mean,
hey,
put some style points on.
I didn't see any of that game. I cannot wait for you to tell me what happened.
I just want to know if Chris got a Aaron Donald bobblehead. I'm not even concerned about the Jags. I'd rather have one of those bad boys. That's a good souvenir, Chris.
But they did give me a midnight jersey with my number on it. I get to the facility on Thursday. And they were like, haha, see, like, looks, like they had it like ready. I was like,
did they give? Was it 72 or what number was on
91.
Oh, yeah. 91.
I would have liked to see that OG C-Long.
That OG 72, man.
Yeah.
So we got to go, but it was a fun trip. I don't know. We could probably talk about this off the top. Yeah. So yeah, we were going to LA. Because AD texted us like a month ago and was like, "Yo, I need y'all boys out in LA." And when AD's like, "Yeah, I need you guys," I'm like, "All right, we'll make it. Yes, sir, we'll make it." And so Rob and Will, who live in the Carolinas and kind of frequent Charlottesville together, and we get to meet up a good bit. They're like, "Yeah, let's get together and fly out to LA together." So we did that Friday morning. We landed and went to practice. Got to meet Byron Young in person. Met Dotson. Met a few guys on that team. Caught up with some of my old trainers and that sort of thing. Saw Les Snead, the whole gang. That's a very confident team. Like in a very not a cocky way. They're kind of a machine, man. You can kind of tell they've got everything dialed in. I saw Mike Tirico on the field at practice. I said, "Man, your impression of the tush push was second to none." He liked that. But yeah, no. It's just me, Will, and Rob. When we get together, it is just it's like the same TV show, and we've been running season after season after season for the past 10 to 15 years, dude. We had a great time, and then I'm quickly watching us become old men, which is a pretty entertaining fucking thing. I feel like we just went off a ledge when it comes to that over the last 1 to 2 years. We were all in bed by midnight every night.
Wow. That's growth.
Those guys didn't even make Aaron's little private dinner Saturday night. I left him on the couch.
But midnight there is 3 a.m. for us.
I know. But when you were younger, you were like, "Well, we're in California."
Yeah.
You get energized by the travel a little bit.
Not anymore, bro. Just wait. And listen, I LA. Every time you land in LA, you ever see on teams Reddits, they have those memes where it's a chart of the game, and it's like, "Hey, we're winning. Oh, good." "Oh, we might not win. Oh, fuck, I want to kill myself at the end."
Yeah, I see that on Eagles. I've been seeing that on Eagles. Reddit, but not this week,
Yeah. That's kind of like your time you spend in LA. You get there and you're like, "Oh my God, the mountains, the palm trees." It just rained when we got there, which is a 1 in 10 times a year thing. And I was like, "Man, I guess I could deal with the traffic and live out here." I guess by day 3, I just wanted to get the fuck out of there, man. I'm just not a Cali guy. I'm just not a LA guy. But I did enjoy going to the game and seeing those guys and honoring AD. AD, as I said Friday, is one of the hardest workers I've ever seen in person. Up close. He's what happens when great talent meets great work ethic, and he's got an awesome family, and they were all out there. So congrats to AD. We got to walk around on the field before Bo. I saw our guy Vita. Checked in with Big Vita.
We were watching the game. I'm with my parents. My dad's watching the game. He goes, "Did Vita lose weight?" And I was like, "Oh no,
it didn't look like it to me."
And it cut to him in the whites, and I was like, "No."
It looks like an Astro van out there.
I got a text from Rob though, from Gronk.
Yeah, I was with Gronk.
A nice little photo of you. Let me see. Let me see if I can pull this up. What did he say about you? Oh yeah. You can see long here. I don't know if this is going to show up well.
Yeah, there we are.
Is that on there? Is that on there? There you go.
I went by work to hang with Dad, and got a quiet place to watch the games. Those guys have a great setup. 6 really big TVs, and they're getting they have the feed before YouTube TV. It's coming straight from the Fox truck. I mean, it's awesome. And they got good grub and the whole thing. Like, honestly, a pretty good fucking gig. Now I know why Dad was leaving every weekend to go work for Fox.
Yeah.
It's a good gig. Saw Terry, saw Strahan, all those guys. So it was awesome. So yeah, you got look at us, all old and washed up. What do you think?
The thread's looking good.
Yeah, fit.
Brock's looking big.
I told AD, I was like, man, it's a good thing I didn't wear that sweatsuit. I was really close. Fucking awkward. And sunglasses, too. He's got my sunglasses.
What's Will's footwear situation?
Will is wearing overalls and Ugg boots.
Oh, I love that. That's great.
I love
he's totally given up. With the
what are you talking about? It's LA. That's an LA fit, man.
No, that's
Strong
just
look.
a Will fit, bro. He didn't. There was no plan of that. And then he tied his sweatshirt around his waist. Will spent most of the time in the backyard of our Airbnb talking about all the WNBA players that he could beat one-on-one. And he wants to come on the show to talk about it. And I'm really glad that I saw Sophie Cunningham this week was like, yeah, why wouldn't the NBA player that claimed he could beat me in high school beat me? Because I get some cover to actually talk about this. But he wants to play. I was like, you couldn't beat Audie Crooks. The chick from Iowa State. He's like, give me 6 months, Holmes. I just had hernia surgery. He said, honestly, we need to get Audie Crooks, like pay her NIL money to come here and just dust William Hayes.
That'd be great.
He is just
give him buckets.
Just give him buckets, bro. He was talking crazy. He's like a TV show. Anyways, so it was a fun trip to LA, but we got football to talk about. We do.
And first we had my cause, my cleats this weekend. The Houston Texans hooked us up.
Yep.
Nolan's got some shoes on, and
I don't know if you'll be able to see my feet, but Reed will hold up. So the Houston Texans hooked us up. They invited us to participate in my cause, my kicks, and the cause that we're highlighting. It's a foundation called Stronger Than You Think. There's the shoe there. Pretty cool design.
Hey.
It's called Stronger Than You Think. It was founded by a woman named Allie Truitt, who a little over 2 years ago, Allie lost her leg in a shark attack and has since started this foundation that's based around, they do three main initiatives. They provide financial assistance to women in need of prosthetic devices. They provide funding for water safety training, and they also support the Paralympic movement. So it's really cool work they're doing over there. This cause has personal meaning for me. Obviously, my Greenlight family knows this, but for the locals who don't know, a little over a year ago, my wife, due to a cancer diagnosis, had her arm amputated. And so, and she's doing great now. She's the most incredible warrior. And she's at a point in her recovery where she's looking for ways to support individuals going through what she's been through. And so in the pursuit of that, we learned about the work that Allie's doing at Stronger Than You Think, and just wanted to shout them out. And if anybody has, or if anybody's looking to support them in any way, you can go to strongerthanyoutthink.org to kind of see different ways you can get involved. So shout out to the Texans, Lindsay, David, Omar, everybody over there letting us get involved. We really appreciate it.
shout out your lovely wife.
Yeah.
Shout out Mags.
Shout out Mags, man.
And
badass.
Bo, you had some,
Dealing with
shoes
you.
too.
No doubt.
That's the most badass.
Way
thing about
tougher
her
than
is just
anything
dealing
else.
with you
Yeah.
buried in football. Holy.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, yeah, not to step on Noel's thing a little bit, but real quick, I also got some Water Boys shoes here. C-Long, you should have some
Ooh.
at Studio J.
Yeah.
But this is for, Water
Sick.
Boys, which we talk about a lot on the show. That's kind of interesting. There's a Nike swoosh bubble filled with water, and I want to
that's
pop
dope.
it so
That's
bad.
cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
I
makes
want to know what that water tastes like. So I'm about 2 seconds away from popping a straw in there, and it might even be vodka.
No,
Kinda fun.
do not.
But cool shoes.
Only in an
Carl,
emergency.
Carl Nassib. I played with him, longtime player. He has a platform called Raise that has partnered with the NFL, and Carl sent these out for us. So it's pretty cool that despite being washed up, Chris and I and Nolan as well are involved with some of these initiatives that the NFL's putting on. So my cause, my cleats. This one's for Water Boys. I'll figure out a way to get a link up for that. But obviously that's Chris's foundation, and that's the one that got us up on Mount Kilimanjaro. Pretty cool thing.
Yeah, maybe I'll wear those
Good
up
stuff.
Killy in about 2.5 months. Gee.
You get a little thirsty, you can pop that bubble.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Mountain Spring.
It's Mountain Spring. Golly, dude. Okay, so awesome stuff, guys. We where do we start? We start with the Chiefs
Sunday night.
Sunday night. Yeah, I was there, man. It was ugly. It just feels like
You got to see Teddy though.
I got to see Ted. Well, no, I saw Teddy from the
Teddy.
from the phone because after halftime we got out of there.
Oh,
Yeah, we wanted to get home. So, I saw the first half. Okay, and I don't have a lot of schematic information for you because I'm up in a suite with, AD's entire family, and then there was a suite next door that had some open seats, and Todd Gurley decides let's just walk in there. He's just barging in people's suites, so we're popping around.
That's
and
the
stuff.
Bo Allen technique, Chris. You just pretend like you're supposed to be there.
Todd Gurley
Todd's got
is-
it too.
Todd Gurley, there's not a suite he can't be in, dude. He's like, you want to go to the Apple suite? Let's go to the Apple. You want to go to the Microsoft suite? Let's go to the Raising Cane's suite. That's my favorite one. He just, basically
mine,
SoFi
too.
Stadium is Todd Gurley's house. And he just walks around and everybody loves him, bro. And you just
Whose
awesome about-
house? Todd's house.
Todd's house, for real, dude. For real. But yeah, number one, it's kind of a tough place to play. I'm sure, some weeks you see people, other fan bases travel well, and you might see a big contingency of fans of other teams because LA is a little bit more of a transient kind of place for sports. But, you could feel the atmosphere, and there's a sense of I know who I'm going to play. I was down on the field before the game, and the Rams are an impressive football team. They're an impressive football team walking around. They take over the top spot in the NFC. But the most impressive thing, besides sizing them up and seeing the D-line, Jared Verse running by in warm-ups, and you can kind of feel the momentum going by you. You know how some people, did a train just pass, right? They got some big guys. They got some physical guys. But more than anything, they're such a complete roster. You look around and you watch the guys warming up. Emmanuel Forbes might weigh 160 pounds, but that dude playing some ball for them.
Yesterday, yeah.
I watch the biggest commentary I have is I watch Matt Stafford in real life. Everybody should watch Matt Stafford in real life. I'd rather watch on the couch, honestly. But the one thing you get from a vantage point standpoint is you can really see the way they can access every area of the field, bro. The way the ball comes off his hand, the way the throws look. And, Baker's a great quarterback, right? And he's not played his best this year at times, and he was banged up yesterday. But the access points for the Bucs are just so much more. And I know they're playing a good defense. But the delta between how easy the Rams make it look in the passing game and the way they create space for their pass catchers, when you see it in person, it's really glaring. And the Bucs are wounded. They've been wounded all year. I don't think it's over for them. I think when they get people back, they'll be pretty good. We have to see what happens with the Baker thing, because on the play that he actually like took himself out of the game, that was his non-throwing shoulder. That was bizarre. I mean, he loaded up to launch. That was a Hail Mary.
Yep.
And then he goes down and clutches his shoulder. And then we've got, Teddy Bridgewater, who's like a fever dream. Like, what am I doing out on an NFL field, bro? Trying to convert on third down and that sort of thing.
High school coach and Sunday Night Football quarterback. What a ride for him, man.
It's like a dream, dude. And I don't know if it's a good one when you're out there and you're down that much in a game against that defense. So, I come away really impressed with the Rams, man. I think, it's not a hot take to say they are the best team in the NFC right now. It's just what they did 2 weeks ago, what they did yesterday. It was like the Bucs couldn't get to the half fast enough.
Right.
And that's a good football team, dude.
Yeah, it was like a runaway train.
It also, there's a lot of this right now, and I don't do the whole, well, this team beat that team, so compare this win to that. But there's some of that yesterday. I think we're finally getting to the point where some of these wins that teams are living off of, or, hey, well, that team beat that team, they don't look as impressive. Like, for instance, the Bills beating the Bucs last week.
Right.
That does not look as impressive to me. We come away from that game and Bills have redeemed themselves a little bit, but that's what the class of the NFL looks like when they play the Bucs.
Yeah, totally.
And it wasn't close.
Yeah, and just
I mean, it's
go
ahead, Noel. No, we need Noel.
Why don't you guys both go ahead?
I'll just color. I'll color in the offense a little bit. So, like Chris said, offensive clinic from the Rams, and I think coming into this game, we probably kind of expected this with just the weaknesses of the Bucs defense. Number one being the linebackers in the passing game. The Rams really got after them there, pushing the ball in the middle of the field, the intermediate level of the field. Bo shout out the screen game for the Rams a couple weeks ago. That was on display in this one. The Bucs have struggled with the screens all season long, and Bo can speak to that a little bit more with Todd's defense. But they had like a few 10-yard screen plays that kind of kept the chains moving for them, in addition to all the completions down the field. And the biggest thing though is the pressure rate against Stafford. Like if you're not producing at least a 30% pressure rate against Stafford, it's potentially fatal. They had only a 13% pressure rate last night, so this was it was just a clinic from the Rams. And once they started scoring, the Bucs there was no way for them to keep pace.
Yeah, and picking up on that pressure rate stuff, Noel, like the Bucs with Todd's defenses, he gets a lot of pressure with exotic blitzes, and that's a defense I played in. I love it because it's very creative. It can confuse quarterbacks pre-snap. When you have a quarterback like Stafford, who's been in the league for so long and he's seen it all, and he's also just so comfortable running this offense, it's a very good matchup for the Rams and Stafford offensively against that Todd Bowles, blitzing, attacking defense. There is nothing pre-snap that's going to catch Stafford by surprise. It just feels like you're saying, Chris, he's the class of the NFL, in complete control of that. He knows where he's going with the ball every single time. And when you have to, manufacture pass rush through blitzing defensively for the Bucs, it's not a good thing. I think Yaya Diaby had maybe one sack, but outside of that, pass rushing and getting pressure has been a pretty big issue for the Bucs. So, yeah, I mean, it's also fun. Like, I love watching the Rams. They feel so complete, exactly what you're saying. It's really fun to see Adams. He had 2 pretty sweet touchdowns. Like, it feels like he's kind of rounding into prime form. I saw something on Twitter saying, Adams says he's having the most fun he's ever played football. It's like, well, yeah, like, this team is balling. He's playing really well. Yeah, I mean, obviously poor showing for the Bucs. You want to see more out of them. It just felt like after that Cade Otton kind of botched pick 6, the game was pretty much over. And then obviously injuries to Baker, and the Bucs have been banged up at offensive line and running back in other areas. So I'm hoping here all of a sudden the Bucs are in a dogfight for the NFC South with the Carolina Panthers of all teams. And thankfully, I was talking about this a couple weeks ago. I think it was on the
fight,
show,
more like it,
or whatever, a cat fight. But the Bucs they're at that place in their schedule. They just traveled to LA. Before that, they were away playing Buffalo. Now you feel like hopefully they can get a little bit of a breather, a little bit easier opponents, I guess besides the Panthers with that cat fight, but hopefully get healthy and take the NFC South. But it just doesn't really feel after a game like that they have a ton of juice to work with. So we'll see.
I think looking at their schedule, they'll get back on top. This is the type of game where you just, if Baker's healthy, you blindly bet the Bucs the next week. They'll be pissed off. That was embarrassing. And then you got to stew the whole flight home. Crazy.
Devontae Adams now leads the NFL. He has the NFL record with most 1-yard touchdown receptions with 15.
And yeah, just to add to that, Reed, I think that's something that with Devontae's skill set, he has been such a reliable target for them in the red zone this season. And that's an aspect of his game that has aged so well. Like, if you ask receivers around the league who have, like, studied Devontae over the course of their careers, they'll always talk about his release skill, like his ability to get the craftiness, his ability to get into routes. And when you're in the red zone, those confined areas, his ability to get off the line of scrimmage and create separation in tight windows, it lends so well to that area of the field. And yeah, he had, like Bo said, 2 touchdowns there yesterday. So
it's their tush push.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's because he has Taco Bell in his house.
No doubt.
He isn't.
Gives him some extra gas.
Hell yeah.
That's good. I was wondering, guys, if Matt Stafford wins the Super Bowl this year, does he pass Aaron Rodgers on the all-time list? I mean, speaking of Devontae Adams saying he's having the most fun he's ever had in his career.
Yeah,
I think so too. I mean,
Well, think about Stafford,
man.
Like so much
Stafford. That's not taking anything away from Rodgers. I'm just saying, like, isn't it funny that, like, half a decade ago, we were talking about this guy in a totally different light. It feels like Matt Stafford, because of obviously playing in Detroit and ironically in the same division as Aaron Rodgers. And now you're looking at him in LA and you're like, damn, if he was here his whole career, he might have 3 of these things, dude.
He just got to even on it. Like we were talking about that a couple weeks ago. He just got to 500.
Even. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's like, think about him at an Airstream. Like people were wondering if he was even going to play this year. He was doing all this stuff to like get right, and it's like you're watching him play, and you're like, I feel like you can get like 3 to 5 more years out of him. I don't know, man. He's fun to watch.
I think he wants to. I think that I don't know this. I just have a feeling he wants to go out on top. I don't think he's the type of guy with everything he's been through. Like he's not going to stay at the poker table too long.
Yeah,
he knows what it's like to be.
I also thought it was really interesting. At the end of the game, they were interviewing him, and he said, because they were also congratulating Collinsworth on 500 games, and Stafford said, Collinsworth, I had a ton of respect for what you did as a player. I also have a ton of respect for you as a broadcaster. And that could mean nothing, but he would also
buttering him up.
Well, he's buttering
that's
him
what I'm saying.
but also, like, he'd be awesome to listen to in the booth, too.
I think
Tell Stafford to take Collinsworth's job. I'm over Chris Collinsworth, man. I can't do it anymore.
You don't like Chris?
I don't like Chris. It doesn't. It's the same. I get crazy with that.
Now here's a guy in Bo Allen.
He'll bring somebody up like in a pause and play or whatever. Like I remember last night he brought up Vita.
I like Chris on the broadcast.
And then like the next play, no matter what that player does, he just has to clue it on. He's like, oh, and here's Vita taking at least 2 guys, and it's like. It's just Vita as a one technique rushing into slide. It's like, dude, there's so many more interesting things to talk about this. Like Chris Collinsworth, his voice just bothers me.
Jesus,
I'm
Bo.
not a Collinsworth guy.
I mean, what else don't you like about
him?
Congrats
to Chris Collinsworth.
Yeah.
Congrats on
holy shit.
over 500 games. Yeah.
I actually think he's very good. I just his analysis on line play is naturally going to be a little bit suspect compared to talking about wide receiver route trees and that sort of thing. So, anyways, we've got an actual good football game in the Colts and the Chiefs yesterday, and we said the Chiefs. My bad, fellas. The Chiefs. And I said this coming in. I said 2 things about this game. They're going to play keep away. They're not going to let Daniel Jones have the football. They ran 91 plays to the Colts 50 plays. That's insane. That's crazy. And it makes the decision not to go at the end of the game for Shane Steichen that much more glaring, in my opinion. Just from a timing standpoint, it's literally about how do you imagine a scenario where you are out of time at the end of this football game and you don't get it back. If you don't get it, you almost guarantee yourself another possession at midfield, right? You can get aggressive. You can force them to break off chunks and that sort of thing. And they were at that point in the game versus man coverage. So in that situation, you at least guarantee yourself one more possession with 4 downs to go, either win the game on a field goal, or God forbid you're down 4 points. You have 4 downs. Like Colts are pretty good offense. So number one, they played keep away, and number two, they made Daniel Jones beat them. And in the second half, when the blitz ticked up to probably 50-50 was what it was. First half you're at your kind of 30% clip. He looked like Daniel Jones. They set some traps for him, man, and he threw into a couple of those traps, and he didn't always, he wasn't always made to pay, but I just thought they were so unsettled, and I think it factored into how Shane called the game in the second half. I thought looking at it in the first half, they really didn't ask him to do too much, which I think is a credit. This guy's going into Kansas City. This is a big atmosphere. You're going to get Spags' best, and I thought he got Spags' best.
Spags crushed it.
I think Spags is the MVP in this game for all the ways that I think we talk about, and it persisted yesterday. I talked about this last week, not having a great game script. They're falling flat on their face to open games and coming out of the half, and that showed up yesterday in that game. I think they ate 90 seconds off the clock in the second half to start, and in the first possession of the game is what, the pick? Is it the pick?
For the Chiefs, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, but the defense coming into this game and the overall game plan of like how we're going to carry this thing. And I think the biggest thing looking at the Chiefs offense is time to throw. As this game went on, you saw a lot of man coverage. The Chiefs offensive line did a good job. They showed up in this game. They showed up in the run game. They started leaning on these guys, and it kind of exposes a little bit of a flaw. And it's not a fatal flaw, but it's one I've talked about this year, which is like, I was like a proponent of them being buyers at the edge at the trade deadline. Now, they go out and get a corner, and I always talk about the fact that you can actually manufacture pass rush through great coverage, but Buckner's missing, and that really shows up in a game like this. Really shows up because, as you know, the Chiefs have Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith, and the drop-off at left guard and pass protection is a little bit. So you're going to want to be able to occupy both those spots and win matchups. You couldn't do that in this game. I thought Rashee Rice was huge in the second half. That play backed up where he beats Kenny Moore. It's 2nd and 13, under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Things are bleak at that point. They've been doubling Kelsey. They've been dropping 8 some. It's getting frustrating. And then the game winner, Mahomes stepping up to hit Rice versus man coverage, beating a 6-man pressure. You had the 4th and 3. Just a great vintage kind of, when I say vintage, I mean the last couple of years of the best version of Kansas City. That's what we saw in this game. The defense stepping up, making big plays. The offense not killing themselves after that pick, which could have gone really bad for them early in this game, and it did for a while.
And this is the first game for the Chiefs this year that they had a 100-yard rusher and a 100-yard receiver. First game that either one of those came through.
Also, Cowboy, it's the first one-score victory for the Chiefs this year, which is kind of shocking to me, and that's why I think it's such a big win. I mean, this is another. The Colts are a good AFC team. Feel like they're destined for the playoffs and absolutely going to win the AFC South. I don't think there's any question about that, except maybe Dr. Fax. But this kind of felt like a playoff game to me, Chris. I don't know if you got that vibe, but it's kind of cool to see. You talked about the Chiefs controlling the game. Nolan, you hit me with this, but I want to make sure I get it right. The time of possession, they had the ball for 42 and a half minutes.
Yeah, including OT, yeah.
Yeah, and that's pretty incredible, playing keep away from Daniel Jones. It just, I still get the sense that the Chiefs are going to sneak into the playoffs, and this to me is like beating a good AFC team, one score, and just kind of finding a way to win in overtime. Like, kind of makes me feel like the Chiefs are on track to kind of like, the Chiefs are on track to get into the playoffs. And just talking about the Colts defensively, first game back for Ward. I think we've all been pretty excited to see the combination of Sauce Gardner, Ward, and Kenny Moore. And I was talking about this a little bit with Nolan before the show, but this is a great point, Noel. Imagine your Ward, it's your first game back. You get concussed pregame against the Cardinals. You're on the bench for a while. First game back, and you're playing a lot of man coverage against the likes of Hollywood Brown, Rashee Rice, and then the game goes to overtime. That's a tall task, man.
It's not a tall task if you can rush the passer. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's late and
that
downs.
is a good point.
It's late and downs. It's it's like, hey, whether it's zone or man, it's like Mahomes needs that extra tick to sneak somebody behind Zaire Franklin or catch his.
But I would rather play man against. I would rather play man against Mahomes. Like I thought.
So would I.
I thought he had at times like really good plan defensively against these Chiefs. Like I feel like we saw 40% man yesterday, which is a little bit of an uptick. Finally, kind of realizing that that defensive backfield, all those guys are on the field for the first time, and I feel like they're just going to get better defensively. I mean, you talk about manufacturing rush with coverage. I think as the season goes on and those guys get used to all playing together, you're going to see a lot of good stuff with them. And then the creativity of sometimes dropping 8 and that kind of stuff. Like I did see a lot of good shit from the Colts defensively. I like this game. I thought it was good. My one concern is I feel like just from a mentality standpoint, offensively, the Colts, they kind of know where they are. Like they want to run the fuck of the ball with JT, who's an unbelievable player. And, when you get to the end of a game like this, I want to see a little bit more out of Daniel Jones. Like obviously Spags is really good defensively, but like I want to see him kind of win the game at,
that's what Spags said.
That's
exactly what Spags said.
That's exactly what he said. He's like, we're going to blitz the shit out of him and put the game in his hand. And at the end of the game, the Colts offense went 3 straight 3-and-outs and then 3-and-out into overtime too. And as soon as that happens, you just know that the Chiefs are going to figure out a way to score and win the game. And that's kind of what I want to see is just more, not even like the Colts had offensively had, hots and options built in for Daniel Jones to beat these blitzes and stuff like that. And it just felt like he was a little conservative and didn't go to him. Like he was playing not to lose the game instead of to go out and win it. And that's what I think he needs to kind of get corrected before the Colts make a big playoff push.
And that's it. You're gonna see teams put them in this spot and say, hey, let's see. I mean, it was one thing in September and October, and they're gonna hope that it's one of those the haters were right situations. Because this is a good football team. The Colts are gonna be tough to beat. They're still going into Arrowhead, beating a Kansas City team that was in the Super Bowl last year, and I maintain they're a better team this year. It doesn't mean they're going to the Super Bowl. The field is caught up in a lot of ways. But I just this is a good win, and for Kansas City to win a game like this where we've gone through all the one score mishaps this year related to last year. At a certain point in the game yesterday, it didn't feel like the inevitable Chiefs pull it out. Like it feels like the shine's worn off in that standpoint. So now they earned them before, but now that reputationally they got to earn it again.
They got to win in a different way. I feel like.
And so to
go,
kind
of what you're saying?
What I was going to say, what? Go ahead.
I was just going to say, like the Chiefs, it feels like, they've won all these one-score games. They've just kind of figured out a way to win. And it feels to me like they're beating that recipe dead. Like I'd like to see Andy Reid is such an offensive, I feel like they're putting so much on Mahomes is kind of what I'm getting at. And he's obviously produced a lot, but it's like, I'd like to maybe see a little more creativity from them offensively.
Well, they don't have Kareem Hunt's a godsend yesterday, but they don't have a great run game. Okay, it's not like they stuck to it. They're like a 3 yards.
Third rounder's looking kind of good now, huh?
What
They said they passed on.
No, I know that to me is I don't know the insight into exactly how that went down and what was being but. Big proponent of them going to get somebody now. I don't know the cap implications of bringing in a Breece Hall. Yeah. Everything sounds good in the moment, but they do bring in Dameon Pierce, which is an interesting deal under the radar. I listen. They're gonna put a lot on Mahomes, but they also have a lot around Mahomes. It ain't like when the Bills put a lot on Josh. It's like look at Thursday night and how that ended up looking. Mm-hmm. You've got Kelsey out there who's, older, but Rice, Worthy. I think Smith, the running back, showed up in some spots yesterday that, they really do have a functioning offense. To win a game like this close, they needed it. I will say this, Mahomes' legs in the biggest spots. Indy, for all the ills of their pass rush yesterday, or lack thereof, the biggest thing was in that third quarter drive, they let him hurt them big time with his legs. You know, and if you're going to play man coverage in the red zone, which they seem to want to prefer to do, the rush lanes have to be great. They get hurt there too. So, they put a lot on him. And I want to shout out McDuffie, dude. He made 2 huge plays in the red area. 2 huge plays. Number one, getting Tyler Warren down by just his shoelace because he's going to score and he's going to hit that fucking prop. And then on top of it, he makes the play on second down. I think Pierce on an in cut. And so, I mean, your best players making big plays when it comes time. I thought the Noah Gray catch. And listen, supporting cast did let him down a couple of times. I think Smith-Schuster, it's a one-hand grab, but a better receiver makes that play. And then Noah Gray on the sideline, great play, redeeming his mistake when he dropped the ball. Is probably 6 at a different point. So they're getting there. I think they're getting there. They needed to win this game. It's like getting a monkey off your back. Like, man, we haven't won a close game all year. What's going on? It starts to seep into their psyche. Right, in any football team psyche. So, because this team is not the team that went last year, and all the momentum, confidence-wise, that they built up going to that Super Bowl, it was crushed in a matter of 3 hours by losing like that to the Eagles. So they're on a journey to like really show themselves they can do it again. You think they're going to the playoffs?
Who's that?
The Chiefs.
No, the Chiefs. No, I don't. And you know what else is great?
What?
Save this clip.
Is going to be the downfall of the Colts, because the Colts, man, they gotta play Houston next week. That defense, you see how Houston's defense heating up right now? They're gonna use
we need a down.
They're going to use Daniel Jones like a pinball next week. Do you see Houston's defense? And then CJ Stroud, he gotta bring his best game because he's about to lose his spot to Davis Mills. So you know he's gonna be ready to play. And then the week after, they have to go into Jacksonville. The Colts, they better tighten up.
So we can take the Texans off the grill.
Tighten up. Say it again.
We can take the Texans.
You're
praying for. So hold on.
No,
but
while they win and they knock the Colts off,
it's going to clear the dance floor for the worst football team in America.
Ooh, the worst team that's going to be in the playoffs, and everyone's going to hate it. It's going to be so good.
So what you do, which is so funny, because like you throw enough, this team's going to fail out.
But
like
you guys,
do I get it? Thank you, I appreciate it.
My bad.
Somebody get him a popsicle, dude, and a sticker. You want strawberry flavored toothpaste? Nice job, Nate.
Nope.
So I like honestly, it eventually you kind of like cross your takes. You know,
Max doesn't even remember his own takes. He just comes up with
he does.
He
does. But I need a downfall prayer flow chart. Can we get one of those? Can you guys make one of those up for next week? You're like fucking.
I like
the downfall prayer group.
Yeah, I just need like a poster with all the teams that there's like 3 left that could win it, and he'd be happy. It's like Jacksonville.
All I'm saying is, like, every week, no matter what happens, whether they're statistically in or out, everyone wants to talk about the Chiefs.
Everyone
making the playoffs, and they're going to be there. Are they going to be there? Are they going to make it? And all this stuff. And it's just like, why can't I do that with the Jags? If I do it with
because the Jags aren't historically great like the Chiefs are.
But also, even if you do it with the Jags, like it's a zero-sum game, which I'm probably using incorrectly because nothing's going to happen with that playoff berth.
Yep.
And you know that.
Yup.
And you know that.
Says the Eagles.
You know what time it is.
Yup says the
Chiefs beat the Colts,
wounded Eagles
the best
fan.
team
No,
in
I'm
the
not
AFC.
wounded.
The wounded Eagles fan.
I'm not wounded. My takes are undefeated. I've been calling the offense out all. What did I call them? A half at a time offense.
I can't wait.
My takes are fucking. I'm firing at a pretty good clip this year.
It held up yesterday.
You know.
So with the Colts, their next 6 games: Texans, Jaguars, Seahawks,
I don't have to-
49ers, Jaguars, Texans.
Who's that? The Colts.
The Colts. Colts next 6
Gauntlet.
games.
Are they making the playoffs?
Gauntlet.
Are they making the playoffs?
Like what? Why are the Houston Texans all of a sudden some sort of massive contender in your mind? Facts. I don't get that.
It's not a contender. It's just for the Jags and the standings. Like we need some in division competition.
I do think
that's the only reason why I'm hyping up the Texans.
From a standpoint of like, the AFC, and we're going to talk about the Pats in a minute, but like maybe we just do it right now because it's not as big of a breakdown. But like, The Pats had some big injuries yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah.
And when you
Okay,
look at
well-
the dance floor in the AFC,
It's going to be musical chairs.
no, it's like, and you might end up. I don't believe that Kansas City is like the favorite in the AFC by any means. I think they played themselves into the field, but the field is wounded. Baltimore, we'll get there, but like, Lamar doesn't look like himself. I don't think he's healthy. I've been saying it since the beginning of the season. Okay. Buffalo, I don't believe. I don't believe. Love the quarterback. He plays shitty once a month, and I still love the quarterback, but I don't love the team, and that's a problem. You talk about, who else in the AFC? We got the Colts.
Chargers.
The Colts, they just beat them. The Chiefs,
You said the Chargers?
they got to feel like if they get in, they got a pretty good shot, which is a crazy thing to say. The Broncos are the big, the fly in the punch bowl for them. But the Patriots, okay, let's talk about the Patriots because they end up surviving yesterday, 26-20.
Yeah.
I think it's good to see a team respond like that. I think Drake May missing those balls, he did it in Tampa. He sailed some balls. He did it again yesterday. Nothing like a tight end in the kicking game to bail you out. And I'm not saying, we should be selling stock on Drake May. Look at everywhere around the league. These elite quarterbacks, they take quarters off, they take halves off.
Exactly.
But he found a way to be tough enough, and the team had – and I love the lesson for them because they haven't been down 10 points since the fucking opener. Right, Nate? So I look at this and I say, hey, good. This is part of the growth process. But what you can't have in the process, and this isn't their fault, is where left side of your O-line leaves, and we've got injuries, and Will Campbell looks like he might be done. Like, I hate to say that because he's been so good
Big
for
Bone
them.
was just sick, right?
Wilson.
But Big
Calling it an MCL sprain for Campbell.
Yeah.
Likely headed to IR, and then Wilson. They're saying 4 to 6 weeks with a high ankle.
So this is a bad deal.
Yeah, but if you think about it,
but let
they
me
might get a first round bye, and they might have an unimportant, week 17 game. Like they do have a little bit of time to come back from some of these injuries.
Yeah, but really, it doesn't matter if you lose one of these games because of the injuries, and then you don't have the first round bye. So the point I'm making is, New England. They've been great and everything, but the good thing is they got Bills, Ravens, Jets, Fins. What can those teams all not really do? Rush the passer, right? They're not really pass rushing units. Now. They're big tests for them. I still think the Bills game and the Ravens game could be big tests for them and really good games. But this puts a lot of pressure on the tight ends. The guy you needed yesterday, Hunter Henry, is going to be chipping out. He's going to be staying in protection, which we talk about often when an offensive line is overmatched and other guys have to get involved. And like you talk about like those late leak outs to backs and that sort of thing. They have to, and I think Josh McDaniels can do this for them. But this is when you're really up as an OC.
Yeah.
What do you do from a macro schematic standpoint when all of a sudden the left side of your O-line's down? And you didn't have like a stable of wide receivers anyways. And Diggs yesterday was kind of like you didn't hear from him a lot until like some of the big plays late in the game. Mm-hmm. So you got to find different ways to evolve as an offense and keep Drake May upright. And you also have to think about Tonga and Schooler leave the game. Like they've had a lot of injury luck so far this year, and I don't say that like, hey, they don't deserve to be where they are.
Yeah.
This is where the rubber meets the road a little bit.
Yeah,
Big piece for them. Their bye week. They still have their bye week 14.
Well, that's also a shitty thing. Well, it's a good thing, but that's why they're in the situation. Well, like week 14 bye week sucks, dude. They're so unlucky.
Why is that?
Why are they?
Yeah, no. Why does that late of a bye week suck?
Because you're in the deep end of the pool and it's hard to swim and you're tired and you want to get to the edge of the pool. That's how that's what a bye week is. So when their bye week's week 14, that's probably one of the least desirable bye weeks you could have, in my opinion. Yeah. You want to get guys to that, the ladder for a breather.
And it all depends. And it's one of those things where, just like you're talking about, that's stuff that's on kind of like the front office and the other people in the building kind of figure out. And when you're a team right now and you have kind of all these injuries popping up, it should be something where you have a bunch of guys flying in for the early of that bye week if you want to try guys out, trying to get people in and out the building to make this final push just in case guys don't get healthier in time. But just to piggyback off what you're saying, the one thing I am happy about for Drake May that he did have this type of game against the Bengals. Like, whereas if you're playing against a lot of other teams and contenders, the way that game went, like, they shouldn't have got back in that game, and they probably shouldn't have won it. But to what you're saying, the fact that he was able to overcome starting that game off as bad as he did and get with the coaches on the sideline, make adjustments, make checks, and figure it out to get out of there with a win and still be like, yeah, like, I didn't play my best, but I can go back and watch tape, see what I did wrong, and try not to make these same mistakes once we start playing better teams than the Bengals.
Well, and Vrabel loves this.
Yeah.
He doesn't love the things I'm talking about, the injuries, but he loves his team winning this way.
Yes.
You have to.
It's not going to be easy.
It can't always be easy. And
that's how playoff games are going to go.
In a Dan Campbell, like a sicko kind of thing where it's like, hey, we got to feel a little bit of pain, man. But I look at this and honestly, the biggest worry for me is like, what the fuck was that in the red zone, man? What was that with the run game? You're playing the Bengals, who've been a doormat respectfully for rushing offenses, and you're playing a bunch of linebackers who, and this is where cashing in the game plan works out, because when you watch the Steelers last week, they ate those linebackers alive underneath coverage and that sort of thing, and they go back to work the middle of the field. Okay, but if you can't run the ball in that group, that's a concern for me, and that's not going to necessarily get easier, right? So. That red zone sequence was terrible, but they really, the defense held Cincy to 13 points when you really look at it. So I look at this and I say, huh?
Without Jamar.
I know, but they've still been putting up numbers.
Yeah.
And Higgins eventually leaves the game, but Cincy's 3 for 13 on third down. When Drake May makes a terrible mistake, what do? They get his back. You talk about like when defenses know their moment, we have to make a big play and answer for what just happened. Marcus Jones did that yesterday. And also Carlton Davis, really resilient the last drive, stepping up and playing big for them because it wasn't pretty all day. You know what I mean? So they were, if for anything else, you win a game that took some guts. But the point is, the Pats, and until somebody beats them, it's hard to, they've won 9-10 straight, right? But they look a little more human with the injuries. Yep. And so I look at Kansas City and they're probably asking themselves, can we go? I don't know how we match up with the team in the NFC, but we can get there. Mm-hmm. It's a fucking weird year. And so can the Pats. Mm-hmm. So Pats can overcome this thing.
Big one for the Chiefs on Thursday, going to Dallas. And just one more injury note for the Chiefs. Trey Smith, we had an update on him today.
Yeah.
He is dealing with both high and low ankle sprains.
Jesus.
Expected to miss some time. Probably.
Damn, how you do both?
I am low.
Wow.
You want to make sure you got the whole thing. Yeah.
That does not sound fun.
No, that sounds that sounds not enjoyable. All right, so I put off the Eagles breakdown.
Before we get there,
New England.
We're gonna say hi to BetMGM.
Yes, Reed. Here we go. This football season, BetMGM is giving you deals that rival Black Friday doorbusters. Score a pro football no sweat token. Think of it as your ticket to savings on the field. Here's how to cash in: add a pro football bet to your slip. 2, activate your no sweat token. 3, if your bet doesn't go your way, you'll still rake in bonus bets. No stress, just rewards. It's the ultimate fall special. Crisp air, big games, and bigger value. And if you haven't signed up yet, don't miss out. Use bonus code GREENLIGHT to unlock up to a $1,500 new player offer on your first wager. This season, while everyone else is lining up for Black Friday deals, you can line up for legendary wins. BetMGM, make it legendary. What the fuck is that noise?
That's a caller sending in a voicemail to our voice line. Yep. And
hell yeah.
Still drunk from last night.
Still
possibly.
drunk from last night. Yeah.
Look at those lids.
Vibe. And so we pulling up a little Black Friday note. You see the hat on Chris's head. You could get that up to 50% off the entire site. If you go to thegreenlightpodcast.com. And you look at all these cool hats. You got camo. You got Chris's black and white lid. You got those water hats. Just a good
promo code Dr. Fax.
Yeah, that's good. He's on your head today.
Make a little money.
Somebody's calling again, huh?
Yeah. Hey, we're popping.
Should we just pick up?
Answer it live.
Should we answer it live? Should we answer it live? Can I talk to him?
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, pick it up.
I think
You guys
I don't
know
know
how
if
to
we
do
could.
Yeah.
That's okay.
No, that's too
Chris
risky.
just is doing
That's
anything
not
to not
risky.
talk about the birds.
Too risky.
No,
Anybody in the world can call his phone number.
the birds are. Believe me, we're gonna be talking about the birds
Oh,
because I said this Friday.
life comes at you fast. You guys
Comes at me,
Yeah, we got they got to change
Bro,
the Madden.
bro,
rule. If
wait,
you
wait.
guys
Talk
were
about
playing
the Eagles
Madden,
the same way you
Chris,
talk
if
about
the
the
Eagles,
Jags.
dude. I
the
haven't
Eagles had-
slurped
if they
the
were
Eagles
playing-
all year. In fact, fans are usually on me because I don't slurp them enough. Meanwhile,
Madden rules
you've got the
pass the stick.
Jags in the back of your throat every week, bro. You had Trevor Lawrence.
I can't be a fan. Man, I'm going.
I
there in
can't
2
be an
weeks.
analyst?
Yeah, I'm gonna slurp
Yeah.
them. I'm going there in 2 weeks. I want them to maybe be like, hey, we
Dude,
we
I
appreciate
go
it.
I eat for free, drink for free in Philly, and I risk that every week by being honest about the team. You see the difference?
Yeah, pass the sticks. 21. You guys, if it was Madden, you guys would have won.
What are you guys and me?
Yeah,
You guys me.
yeah, buddy.
I didn't buddy, you gonna buddy me
Oh,
That's crazy.
brother.
too? That's crazy.
All right,
You
let's
really
talk some
can't
actual
win.
Football, can we?
I will. I will. Do you want to lead it off or something?
Yeah. Let me
Okay.
kick this off. I don't know if you guys heard,
Okay.
but the Eagles lost this game. Did you know that, Nate?
Oh, I
They
didn't.
blew a 21-point lead and lost 24-21.
Damn.
All right, that's my lead off. Over to you, Chris.
Oh, thank you.
AJ Brown played well.
He did.
I didn't listen to him. He pleaded for all his fantasy.
Yeah, it was a
points to
smoke
drop.
screen. It was a smoke
Yeah,
screen.
you know what I did. Just
What'd you
kept
do?
him right there.
Here's the deal: the Eagles offensively are one half at a time offense. That is who they are. Until they fix it, that is who they are. And if you're one half at a time offense, at some point in the playoffs, your chances of going home are higher than the other elite teams in the NFC. I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't know what people want. We did the record thing for the longest time, and you say, hey, like to see the offense play better. And the same fans that are pissed at Kevin Patullo and outside his house with pitchforks are mad that you point that out. It's kind of wild, but I don't know what you want me to tell you. I slant flat. I don't know if I should be thankful it exists or be mad that it exists, because it's half the time it's all you see from this group. Like
Yep.
just some two-man combination, half-field read where, we're just going to dump the ball down in the flat.
Spacing. Yeah,
The
that-
spacing, bro. That's like a dirty word to me.
Yeah.
And so I don't think Jalen played awful in the first half. I just don't think he was ambitious.
Mm-hmm.
Some people can tell you, yes, he was. He threw the ball to Devontae Smith down the field. He did this, that. But they don't work the middle of the field.
Nope.
They don't. They're in cuts, they're digs that I'm like, man, I'd like to see you rip that. He just doesn't rip them. So if they're going to pepper the flats and try to get corners to play up, right? We're going to throw a bunch of stop routes and comebacks early in the game. You open the game with 2 comebacks. You're trying to get the corners to play up so you can take shots. Like, I get the idea, but it just never comes to fruition. You get up to a 21-0 lead, and that's great and everything, but the real problem in the game is this: if you cannot run the ball, the lead means shit. And that's what, when you go to the half up 21-7, I was at Fox and dudes were like talking about, this is the Super Bowl team. Yeah, I heard somebody say that, unnamed.
Jump the gun on that.
And I'm like, just wait till the second half, bro.
Yeah.
Because I've seen this movie. They're going to produce the inverse of what they produced in the first half. And the worst part about it is they're almost better off being down 14 points, so it forces them to open the offense up rather than being up 14 points, a la the LA Rams game. Mm-hmm. Because you do like the matchups against these corners and that sort of thing. Now, Deron Bland's a good player and everything, but the other two guys, and they tried to keep them light. And I get keeping them light, but if you get light and you can't run the football with a lead out of 11 personnel, that's going to be a problem. You touch your stomach with my stomach, we're going to have a problem. If you can't run the ball in light personnel with a lead, that's going to be a problem, especially when you prefer them being in their light package. So just some numbers here. So again, like in summation, the passing game's same old. I'm not going to sit here and do the same bit about the passing game. Either they want to fix it or they don't. Okay? But if you can't run the ball, it's going to put more strain on that passing game. And there's a lot of incompletions in the second half, a lot of short possessions. Okay. They couldn't get light and run the ball. Successful play percentage in 11 personnel, 1 of 12. So do the math there. Not good. out of 11 personnel. That's less than 10%. Not good. You know, and I go to check, why do you think they wanted to get light and run the ball in Dallas? Well, it's because Dallas hasn't fit up runs in 11 personnel very well all year, and that's an understatement. Dead last, fitting up 11 personnel runs all year. Success rate of 45%. Eagles, 0.1 yards before contact yesterday. That's insane. Like, what group are we looking at? I know they got injuries and that sort of thing, but the run game is where you should be able to make up for it. You should usually, customarily, when you have depth at offensive line playing, you're more comfortable running the football than dropping back and throwing the football. Well, you couldn't do either because the Cowboys had a better pressure rate. Mm-hmm. That's a wild thing to say, like, out loud. Sure. And I thought guys like Fowler, I mean, he blew up 2 consecutive third downs in the second half. The Quinnen Williams thing is an immediate impact for them. I got to call it how I see it. Like, Dallas has made some shrewd moves. I hate to say it because Quinnen Williams does make them better. Logan Wilson does make them more stable at the second level. You get Overshown back, who made that play in the flat on. You make that play on Saquon in the flat where he stays in bounds and makes the play. Like, just a wild athlete, just a total specimen. And obviously the biggest one is George Pickens, who looks like the best receiver on the field, and on their side of the field, and maybe in the game. I don't know. I'm a big.
Smitty's pretty nice.
Smitty's amazing, but George Pickens is fucking pretty.
Pickens
he's trying to get
50-50 balls to Pickens are 75-25.
And they should, and amazingly so, they're kind of the same way for Smitty.
Yeah,
that ball that he tracked behind his head was one of the most amazing plays that I've ever.
And even the incompletion, the one that was just in front of him, his ability to adjust and find the ball, he was right there. It was just a hair far, but he was right there. He moved right back into the path of the ball. His ability to adjust is so underrated.
I guess what I'm saying is, like, you're going down the road and you're saying, yeah, but we're 8-2. Yeah, but we're 8-2, and then it's Dallas week and you got a big lead and you get less aggressive and you kind of sit on it and you can't run the ball, and all of a sudden now it's like doomsday. It feels like that. I mean, I'm sure it feels like that, and so I just, no matter what part of the game you're looking at yesterday, including the secondary where Cooper DeJean has to go outside, right? And you actually have to put a new slot corner in, and guys are picking on Cooper DeJean outside. And I don't blame him because it's George Pickens. That's not anybody. I'm not saying it's going to be a bad matchup if he has to stay outside and play corner some. But yeah, they got what they wanted in the second half. I mean, and the turnovers are awful. That's kind of what loses you the game, dude. Yeah. It's the Saquon fumble, it's the muff punt return, they muffed the kickoff for a moment at one point in the game. Like, they're just not playing well as a team. A team is an organism, man, and it's not as bad as people want to boil it down to. It's just the offense. There's a lot of little cracks, right? And it exposes the offense's inefficiency with a lead when you make mistakes like that. So. I mean,
it's the perfect culmination of all these. I was in Philly this week, and I went on WIP, and I didn't know the bloodbath I was getting into with that, with all the kind of drama and stuff like that, with this Derek Gunn report on Jalen Hurts, and I'm not going to get into that, but I'm just saying, it feels like obviously Eagles fans have been frustrated with the offensive production here for weeks, despite winning, and now you blow a lead against your biggest division rival and lose, and it just makes it so much more glaringly obvious that a lot of these frustrations are well-founded. And Chris, like you said, to me, it comes back to exactly, which is your first point. The Eagles are built on being a good running football team. That's the entire structure of their offense is built on that. And you have Saquon Barkley, who, in my opinion, is the best running back in the NFL. And you're just like, why is he not producing the same? And the biggest strength of the Eagles, we said this all year over these last 5 years, the biggest strength has been the offensive line. And the offensive line is banged up. They're not playing well. Like Landon Dickerson's an unbelievable player. He's not playing well right now. Cam Jurgens has been banged up since his back. He hasn't quite looked the same. And I think he's fucking tough as nails. That dude is a warrior. But he had a pretty serious, injury at the end of last year. And it seems like he is not, playing well. It's wild to think that probably the most reliable interior offensive lineman for the Eagles right now is Steen, who's actually playing pretty well. And Lane's hurt. Jordan's playing well. But the Eagles are not running the ball effectively whatsoever, and it is just killing the offense.
Need to get my guys to run. Need to give my guy Tank Bigsby a little bit
Bigsby
more,
needs some more run.
some more carries.
But-
He's a little pop when he gets in there for you guys, like when he's got in there this year. But he just has to
Think about this
more
though.
plays.
Think about this though.
Well, it
Coming
doesn't
into
matter
season-
if you can't if the O-line can't, perform the well they need to, you're not going to be able to run the ball regardless. But
But Bo, to the point, the Cowboys coming in this season, you got the Eagles offensive line, the Cowboys, and I know the Eagles have injuries, and Lane's a big injury, and it hasn't. Dickerson's been up and down and that sort of thing. The Cowboys, who were down 21-0 in this game, ran the ball 30 times, never wavered, ran for over 100 yards, 1.6 yards before contact, compared to 0.1 yards before contact for the Eagles. Unrecognizable. And then on the other side of things, the pass rush group, which last week ate Detroit's lunch.
Yep.
I'm not saying this in like a confrontational way, but Dallas, they got more pressure. When you look at it like, who they won the line of scrimmage, which is a wild thing to say. And to your point, Bo, this team has been built around the offensive line since we won a championship. That team was built around the offensive line. This team has been built around the offensive line. We always talk about who's the main character. The main character has always been the offensive line. And now the main character is not perfect, and they're strained on the passing game. You can talk about the coordinator. I don't know how much of it is quarterback preference. I don't know how much of it is the quarterback or the coordinator just not knowing what the fuck to do. Okay, So, and I think at the end of this season, it's going to be very interesting. If anything short of a Super Bowl, and you are going to hear a lot of stuff come out about whatever was going on behind the scenes, because it's not functional right now. It's not functional.
And
You cannot go half to half. It's just not going to win you football games in the NFL.
Quentin Williams looked good on the Cowboys defense, and he's gonna
awesome.
He's already helping them in the run game. And
Yeah.
him, Osa, and Kenny Clark is a good.
But,
that's a good pairing. That's a good three dudes on the inside that are nice.
It is, and it's just for those guys too. Like someone like Kenny Clark, you're gonna see a guy reap the benefits off of just having a dog next to him on that line, so that he's not always gonna get double teamed or whatever it is, be the focus on that line. So it's just funny seeing too.
And they roll them.
Jones, yes,
Yeah,
They're fresh.
fresh.
That's like what we used to do, Chris.
That's
But you
It's great.
you can only do that when it's a luxury, when you like, you know what I'm saying, that you kind of, where all the coaches trust that I can roll guys and I can have all the guys coming in and being on the same type of time and knowing what's going on. And I just feel like kudos to them. And it's funny that we were kind of laughing like, Jerry Jones, what kind of big time big time player are you getting in? And like, obviously no one really thought Quentin Williams, but he's just a guy that is just like, hey, he is.
He looks re-energized to be there. He looks re-energized to be there, which I think is big, and it also speaks to like how hard it can be to play for the Jets and places like that, where he just looks really. I mean, he jumps off the film to the point where in the beginning you keep forgetting he's wearing that ugly ass number. No offense to 92.
92.
Who's this fucking camp body who looks like an All-Pro? But it's like
the number that's making him look
the
like
number's
that?
funky, man.
The 92 is tough.
92 is a tough one. But the point to me is you can't run the ball. They ran the ball. You know, your best they very similar teams in a lot of ways. Now the defense is very different, but like, you know, you have two really good receivers outside, like two number ones outside, right? And CeeDee Lamb dropped 800 balls yesterday, and they just were able to get you talk about attacking the weak link at corner. That was one of the things we talked about coming into the game. Again, team with kind of shorter corner. Fucking Dak Prescott threw 10 digs and in cuts at Adoree Jackson. They were living off that stuff. When Sidney Brown's in the game, they're attacking him. Yeah. It just doesn't feel like it. I'm watching to see, like, what are they doing? Are they trying to isolate this matchup? Are they trying to get Carson on this guy or whatever? Like, it doesn't feel like there's a rhyme or reason. It does not feel like there's a rhyme or reason, and that's what's so concerning watching the group.
Yeah, prior to the injury, Adoree Jackson led up 4 receptions, all of them for either first downs or touchdowns. And I think coming into this game, as much improvement as we've seen from the Eagles' defense the last 2 weeks, we all knew that the Adoree's heel of this defense remained.
Oh man,
There's a real Adoree's heel in Philly. And that's what they hit the first week, and of course they came back to it in this game.
And Bond, and I love Bond. He's such a stud. But was it him that dropped the pick, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know, that's what's. Hey, listen, it's a hell of a play. It's a play that I probably don't make if I'm in coverage. So glass houses. But that in a game where you're up late and they're kind of coming back and you kind of feel it and you're on the road, like that's huge. Like if you make that play, you're at the plus 40, and the game might be different, but instead they made the plays. Sam Williams chased down, Saquon. They forced the fumbles. They took advantage of Philly's mistakes, and so it's just one game. And honestly, if it's like any other team in the NFL, I'm so hard on them because of the standard that I think they set for themselves. And there's a lot of people through the season, early in the season, who they just want to circle jerk.
Right.
We're not doing circle jerks here, right, Nate?
Definitely not.
Yep.
I'm not a part of that.
So, it's just and so I think like if you're looking at it from a standpoint of can they win the whole thing, absolutely. But what do you have to do? They got to play more perfect than they have. They got to play closer to being consistent than they have, and this hurts. But other teams got 3 fucking losses. It's the Cowboys. Cowboys had Green Bay in town, a couple months ago, and that's a team that we all think can go. Cowboys fucking tied them in overtime. I mean, put up like 40-something points on the group. So it's not a death sentence, but the flaws are real.
Yeah.
And we're not going to ignore them. I'm not going to ignore them. And you really have to, if you're an Eagles fan, start thinking about what do you look like in a post Stoutland's All-Stars world.
Exactly. Yeah, no, that's exactly it.
Because if this is what the offense is going to look like in a post Stoutland's world, post Stoutland's All-Stars, and by I mean like the great offensive line that they've fielded year over year, like I don't know. I don't know if this is sustainable.
Yeah, I think in the absence of a great rushing attack, the offense is going to go as the quarterback goes down the stretch. And I think that you're going to see, Jalen does a lot of things well. Obviously, he's had a ton of success in this league, ripping the ball outside the numbers, the deep ball, his ability to use mobility as a scrambler and to escape pressure. But there are things you saw in this game. You talked about not being able to access the middle of the field. Like he's never been like that kind of like quick processor that you need to be to work that area of the field. And not only does that hamstring them in terms of when you're into it, when you're post snap and you're trying to operate a passing concept, you can't get there. But I think also it probably impacts the offensive staff's ability to scheme things up too. So it does. There's a lot there, and to your point, I think without the run game, some flaws are going to be exposed.
It does. He's obviously a guy who's had a great career. Yeah. He's a fucking Super Bowl champion quarterback.
Right.
But this is what have you done for me lately, league?
Yeah.
If it was about what happened in the past, you'd have a bunch of people negotiating on that.
Right.
When it comes time to get to the table.
For sure.
And right now, like what the team needs him to do is, and I know it's not fair every week because he did play well in spots in this game, and we're still talking about the quarterback.
Right.
We need him to go have that killer instinct. Totally. You need the team not to turn the ball over and all that stuff. That's all fair. But if you just find a way to get one touchdown drive in the second half, you win the game.
Exactly.
With everything that happened. And so I just look at it like this. And you said, quick processor. I think he is and he isn't. I think his issue is he likes to play safe. He wants the safe throws deep and outside the numbers where the athletes have advantages and he throws a really good ball. Mm-hmm. He wants to see the flat open or a slant or a curl, right, where, leverage is clear.
Right.
Late in downs and in the middle of the field, I don't think he throws people open.
Right.
And that's okay. Not everybody, in the middle of the field. And somebody's going to say, you dumbass, look at this clip from a month and a half ago. Yeah. Brother, I watch football every week. Like, you have to be able to work those areas of the field.
Right.
And if he's not doing it, and maybe it's a schematic thing, they got to work that out because that's a big piece of real estate that's just being left untouched in a football game, and it makes things easier on defensive coordinators. And I don't know what to tell him because the run game sucks, and that's unfair to him.
Yeah, totally.
Last year, it was like training wheels to have the run game on the offense like that. Anybody would love to play quarterback, and he played a great season of football.
Sure.
But like when you don't have the run game, it's like borderline unfair to any quarterback. So it's a mixed
I think
bag
they can
of
get a
problems.
lot out of Hurts in the run game, though.
Yeah.
So that I was trying to interrupt you for a while there, but you were cooking.
I
In
felt
the
it.
first half,
Don't worry,
felt it
I have
from
awareness.
Minnesota. The first half of the game, there was some good, quarterback zone read stuff out of Jalen that I liked. And if you're struggling in the run game, try something different. That is something that the Eagles have had in the bag for a while, is the quarterback run game. It's felt like they've gotten away from it at certain points this year. But in the first half, you saw some of those zone reads with Jalen. He kept the ball, even design gap scheme run. I love after A.J. Brown's kind of toe tap pylon ended up not being a catch. Eagles came back out. They spread it out there and empty. And Jalen, saw that the Cowboys were in a light box defensively. They called I think he audible to it. That's what it looked like to me watching it. I don't think that was a called play. I think Jalen kind of called his own number there. Ended up, quarterback empty design draw for the touchdown. I love that shit. I mean, that's just kind of a pretty simple numbers box count. And I think, Jalen is a lot of things. He has been very mobile during his career. It's figure the run game out a little bit. Why not go to a little bit more of that? Design quarterback runs 10 to 15, maybe not 10, 8 to 12 times a game or something like that. Just
you don't want to get them hurt. They're in between a rock and a hard place, Bo. I'm not saying it's all the quarterback. It's not all the coordinator either, because No,
I agree with you there.
There's a lot of penalties in that game. There's plays coming back. There's turnovers, but the reason we are talking about the fucking quarterback is he's the quarterback of the team.
Yep,
and that's what happens, dude. And when you don't score in the second half, you need somebody to put that cape on and make plays in the passing game.
Let me ask you this: This new look Cowboys, are they a playoff team?
I feel like it's a little too
NFC
early
is
to
going to
tell.
be tough. They're a playoff caliber team. They just beat a playoff the obvious playoff caliber. Caliber team in the Eagles.
The NFC East, the Eagles, they just lost. The Cowboys are on a 2-game win streak, and then the Commanders is on a 6-game losing streak, and the Giants are on a 6-game.
Right now, the Cowboys are at 5-5-1. They're 10th in the NFC standings. Panthers are ahead of them at 6-5. Then the Lions are at 8. At 7-4.
Cowboys got the Chiefs.
They got the Chiefs and the Lions.
If the Eagles start to lose right now and the Cowboys start trending up, they can sneak.
No, I think
the East.
I'd be surprised. I'd just be surprised. I think the Eagles' defense is so good.
Yeah,
they can't overcome injuries like that where they got to put Coop outside against a team like that. I think that the defense is going to keep them in games. The defense. And this is when people are like, "Why are you talking about the QB?" Dude, the last couple weeks the offense has been sputtering like a motherfucker. You can't ignore that context, and your defense is kept you in games. They can't do it every week,
right?
And so you have to be able to play a full game. I just want to see more consistency. What was the best full game this offense has played this year? Giants, part 2,
probably. Yeah, this game to me was remember a few weeks ago the great Nate Tice came on and was talking with Bo, and he described the Eagles offense as the Enron offense. Basically with his point being
so good.
It's working. He said he's basically saying I don't understand how it's working, but it's too talented to fail.
Yeah.
But at some point it feels like there's an implosion.
I mean,
the
offense was rolling
with that. I have that angst of man, at some point this is gonna. And that's what happened yesterday.
Well, these people are being realistic about it. That's all we're asking for is hey, listen, you win the Super Bowl, that's great. But the next year, you rejoin the field.
Right.
And you are firmly in the field in a good way. You're fucking 8-3.
Yeah.
But these are not things you can ignore if you want to do it again. You want to get in the playoffs. If this team was like a damn, I'm trying to think of, if this team was an Atlanta Falcons team, the city is on fire. They're partying every week. We're 8-3. Holy shit, we're amazing. We're like the fucking best team ever. The Eagles have set a higher standard for themselves.
Right.
Straight up. It just is what it is, dude.
A higher standard than being tied with the Bears at 8-3.
And that's it. Look at the way the Chicago Bears probably feel. And I love the daily meme. That's great. And that's coming up on Friday. This is going to be – so we'll talk about the Bears here.
Black Friday.
I'm so impressed with the Bears standing up in a situation, and I gave this team out and didn't realize that they were going to put 3 linebackers on fucking IR. They put them all on IR basically, or like took them out.
Edmonds on IR, TJ Edwards and Sewell
Edwards is going to be back soon.
Yep.
Sewell be back soon, we hope. All right, so three linebackers not in the game. They're down corners. They're down 14-7 in this game. And it could get ugly. Pittsburgh's got the ball, 4th and 1. They make a stand. You had the pick, the right pick early in the game was awesome.
Great play.
He showed up a lot. Montez Sweat, for a team that has not sacked the quarterback or hit the quarterback at a high clip, he's got like 6 sacks his last 6 weeks. Did a really good job in the second half of keying on play action. Both his sacks, including the forced fumble, showed up big in the second half versus play action. And at the end of the game, making them stand up twice. Up a field goal, under 5 minutes. You got to get 2 stops. You do. So, it's a mixed bag for the offense. I thought Caleb was real squirrely in the first half, right? But kept his cool, a lot like, the May thing, where it's like, and Caleb's accuracy has been in question, especially on deep balls this year. But coming back, I thought it was about winning the one-on-ones down low. You had DJ Moore on the whip route. You had Loveland winning down low on Duggar. These guys won their one-on-one matchups. That Gainwell had a big day. Warren's going to factor. Metcalf scores his touchdown. He's basically like a running back on an orbit motion. When you play Pittsburgh, you have to rally and tackle these guys underneath. I don't think they had a wide receiver go for 30 yards on the day. Okay? So when you play Pittsburgh, you have to understand the assignment. Chicago did. Gainwell had a hell of a day, but they found ways to get stops. And leading into this game, Bears and Eagles, same records Friday. Totals 44.5 in this game. A little secret. I think it might go over. I really do.
Little shootout?
And I hope so. And especially because it'd be good. I'd rather see, if you're an Eagles fan, I'd rather see us win a shootout. Because I need to see the squeaky wheel get greased.
It'll be interesting to see the Caleb Williams escape from that Eagles pass rush, if he can make those plays on the run that we've seen him
He's
make.
a nightmare.
Yeah.
He's a real nightmare. Like, to edge rush this cat, it's tough. And if you look at Friday, Chicago's going to be in that hotel, wherever they are on Thanksgiving, and they're going to be watching Green Bay and Detroit. If Detroit knocks off Green Bay, you win Friday, you're in sole possession of fucking first place.
Mm-hmm.
You feel good.
You're just feeling good. Like you feel like legit. It's really coming to fruition for them early. Now, I don't know that they're like a contending team. Like I have worries about their defense, but if this team gets a lead, they can run the football.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And so if they come in Friday and you're the Eagles, like, you got to be aware of that Ben Johnson script, and you got to get off to a fast start, because if they possess the football with Monangai and these guys up front, they're a powerful football team.
And how much of a revelation has Monangai been, like, to spell Swift and be able to help him in that run game?
Definition of,
he's got their two backs, just like Detroit, not just like.
Are you?
They don't have Jahmyr Gibbs.
If you're a backup on a team and you're trying to work your way into a lineup, like, this is a guy to pay attention to, in the sense of, hey, when a starter goes down and you get your shot, like, you have to force your team and your staff to be like, we can't take this guy out. And that's what he did. And he's making them right, in the sense that he's keeping that trajectory. He's working in. He's taking his carries that he's getting, and he's making them effective. And they definitely are a team that they still need Swift, but they're just making them work with both guys. And, I mean, that's only going to bode well for them making this playoff push and run this year, having two able bodies that definitely do things differently, but they're definitely both weapons.
Yeah, no question. And I think this is the biggest thing, Nate. I don't want to see him beat this good team, but I want to see them beat a good team. And I know they, like, listen, I think this was the first team they've beaten that's been over 500. And I don't consider Pittsburgh a real team. I don't.
Especially
no one said that. Did I say it's on them?
No. You definitely didn't.
Yeah.
But, like, when I hear that, just knowing how hard it is to win in the NFL, and, like, certain teams, because, like, that's a lot of people's gripe with with
The Pats.
that if you look at their schedule and the teams, and it's just like
Pats are more complete.
It's not the Pats' fault that the teams that are playing are trash.
Yeah, but the Pats beat the Bills. They beat the Bucks down in Tampa. Like the Pats, you can say the Pats have an easy schedule because you read the schedule rankings and all that stuff. And but they've beaten a couple. They've had some big wins. Mm-hmm. Chicago's had big wins, dude.
Yeah. But just like we're saying, like the same thing with
you look at the schedule. I mean, look at it.
Yeah, and it's good for Chicago that they're in these tight games and now they're winning them. And I feel like that's kind of like showing growth on a team when you do get yourself in those situations at the end of a game.
Agreed.
It's a one-possession game or not. It's hard to win games like that. It's really hard to put together and really close teams out in the NFL, and it's good to see Caleb and the Bears.
The question I have, and they did it last week, is can they win these low-scoring games? Mm-hmm. They did it last week.
I feel like it's going to catch up with them at some point. I mean, I agree with everything you guys are saying. Like, it is hard to win these games. But, like, look at the game last week the Bears won. I feel like at some point it's going to catch up to them. We'll see. Mm-hmm. They also, just talking about on Friday, they do not have a great run defense. So it's a good opportunity for the Eagles to hopefully just get that rolling a little bit and correct it.
I think that's exactly it. Like Chris, you're asking if they can win a lower scoring game. Like, I don't know if they can get into a lower scoring game.
Yeah.
I think keep the points down.
Yeah.
And then we were talking about Caleb. He finished the game really well. Obviously, accuracy issues early, 9-14 in the second half, 119 in the TUD. Going into the game, looking ahead to Friday a little bit, the news came out this morning. Andrew Makuba, the Eagles safety, fractured his ankle yesterday. Yeah. He's going to need surgery. And then we're still waiting on updates on
Reed.
And it's about to the Bears, luckily for them, I mean, it's about to start getting cold, and I think these teams that have decent run games, like other defenses and guys, you're going to have to really –
you don't want to tackle.
You got to really start showing up. All this shoulder tackle and shit, like that is not going to work. Exactly.
Man,
getting cold.
I used to love the cold. You know why?
Why is that?
Speed equalizer, dude.
Yep.
If you're slow, everybody else slows down to your level. If you can just maintain the same pace,
it'll be all right. He's tighten up.
Yeah.
This could be a big.
I liked it too. I played more.
Yeah. That's good. So I'm looking forward to this game on Friday. I think it's gonna be a good football game. I think it's a good opportunity for both teams. They're looking to prove different things, but a good football game nonetheless. And outside, and on Thanksgiving we got to watch all these indoor games, which fucking sucks. At least on Black Friday we get some outdoor football. Looks like the Turkey Bowl.
You getting up early for any toys or anything this year, Black Friday, to wait for
what do you mean?
Stores to open?
Oh no, I don't do that.
I actually am. I am this year, Nate. I'm scared. I'm bringing my brass knuckles in my pocket.
What are you waiting for? A flat screen?
I got to get a couple monitors for my little PC gaming setup and my little podcast setup. I get some monitors.
Oh my god,
some good deals.
God help the soul, the guy who tries to get in front of you.
I kind of want him to. I need that action.
Hey, let me tell you something. You say that. Be careful what you ask for. Hey, those regular folks, when it comes to deals in the store on Black Friday, they might give you your best shot, Bo. So,
dude,
this is Bo. This is Bo on Black Friday.
I don't think so. I don't think there's any average Joe.
This is Bo on Black Friday.
Yeah, dude.
Exactly. That's me, baby.
Hey, man, listen.
Deals, look out. Choo-choo, boys. I'm coming.
The worst instincts in humanity come out in lines and queues and airports and Black Friday. It's just better stay away from those things, dude, if you can.
Stay away from those, but let's stay into Vikings-Packers.
Oh, I'm into it.
Dynamite.
I'm into it. Hey, can I just say this? Packers second half, I know some of you don't gamble, the freest of free money that was on the board this week. I mean, it was just so clear watching this game that, like, and I don't know when Vegas is going to catch up. I think they're going to catch up soon. But the Minnesota Vikings offense is just dead. It's
terrible.
It's
so hard to watch.
It's cooked. And it felt like to me Green Bay was like, let's just get out of here in the second half.
Yep.
And there's some speculation about Jordan Love's health.
Yep.
But just to just to say, hey, we got a backup running back in here who I don't want to say that's reductive because I think he's a rotational guy. He's a good player, and Wilson. But we're just gonna run the football and get out of here because you don't challenge us. And watching KOC try to manage this game and try to call it in a way that like they stayed in it. When the dam broke loose on these rushers, man. Green Bay, when they get a lead, if they get a lead at home, and this is the game script that follows, they are that team. They are that scary team in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. So I think over the last 2 weeks, big division win where they make the Vikings look like what they are yesterday. 2 weeks ago, obviously, you survive a thriller, and the Giants win looks like a better win now, doesn't it? Because of what they looked like yesterday against Detroit. Yeah. Jordan Love, man, 2 weeks ago, people were calling for his job, it felt like, on network TV, and they look a lot more competent at this point than they did 3 weeks ago. Another thing is when they get Jaden Reed back, they're going to be a totally different ball club.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't need too much from him in this game. Just the run game for the Packers, even being down. Jacobs, you knew coming into this game the way the Vikings have struggled versus the inside runs this season. Inside zone and duo have been problems for them. The Pack, they averaged 4.5 yards per carry on inside zone and duo in this game. They racked up 92 yards on designs that hit between the tackles. So
that's crazy to me. Those are literally the two most like basic run plays in the NFL. Like a guy like me in nose guard is seeing at least 6 of those a game. You know, so if you're getting 90 yards on just pure basic inside zone, that's very troublesome for like B-Flow and the Vikings team.
Well, what's crazier is the offensive line has been like a group that you've struggled to see the physicality.
Yeah.
And Minnesota, as good as they are defensively, and they're getting to the point where now like they're one of these teams that you just kind of like on this show, if they didn't play anybody good, we're not going to talk about them as much. Like that's where they are right now, which sucks because there's so many good players on the football team, but they tried to invest like physicality into their group up front, offensively and defensively this offseason, and it just hasn't panned out. And obviously the biggest thing has been the quarterback and whiffing on that thing. So I think it's scary hours for – you have to make a decision now with J.J. McCarthy.
Do you sit him?
Only
his
benefit. He knows where they are.
Yeah. Before we get into this, it was released today that he's put in concussion protocol. So, I mean, I'm not really sure like when exactly that happened. I watched that entire game. I'm up here in Minnesota right now. My pops was watching. We were watching the Vikings-Packers game. Fun fact, it's actually the first NFL football game I ever went to. It was a Monday Night Football game, Vikings in Lambeau, which is really cool. But like, I want to talk about J.J. McCarthy a lot before this news broke that he's in concussion protocol because he has been a brutal quarterback to watch. Like, there's points during the season he was the NFC Player of the Week or whatever. I think it was week 1 or week 2. That feels like a million years ago, and this is a completely different quarterback now. He is struggling in what I think is probably the most quarterback-friendly offensive scheme in the NFL. Like KOC, everyone talks about how Sam Darnold went there and, completely revitalized his career. Quarterbacks like the Pasternaut and Nick Mullen have played really well in this scheme, and like – JJ is struggling at a historic rate. Like, okay, let's remember he is a young player. I think that was his 6th game. But like, even if you're on IR all of last year, you're still kind of in the building. You're absorbing this offense, and you feel like somebody who, even though he hasn't played as much, who has been in this scheme for over a year, would have a better grasp of it. And that's what's crazy to me. Like, dude, it looks. I'm not even going to talk about the mechanics, which I think Greg Olson was talking about on the broadcast. It looks like he has the yips at time. Obviously,
it's an extra hitch. It's footwork.
It doesn't look clean at all. But he's surrounded by playmakers offensively, man. Like Justin Jefferson is fucking good. Addison is good. Aaron Jones is good. And like I was looking at these stats. I saw this on Twitter. I'd shout out whoever said it. I can't remember. Justin Jefferson's only averaging 53 yards in 6 games with JJ.
A bunch of kids my kids' age are walking around being like, Justin Jefferson sucks all this stuff. For my fantasy team.
Dude, he had 90 with Sam Darnold, 99 with Kirk, and he had 80 yards with Nick Mullins in 13 games. So, like, I think to me it's pretty obvious that, the young quarterback is the problem.
Okay, I agree, but
frustrating.
here's the catch-22 for them. You sit him, the other guy looks better, like a good bit
Right.
better. What
Yeah.
then?
But
Dude, there were whispers
you
of
can't
that
because
earlier this
Brosmer
season.
doesn't have a bunch of
People love
starts under his
Brosmer,
belt.
apparently,
Trade
in
him to
that building.
Jacksonville.
They love him. I think it's one of these things where, they say he's in concussion
It's like
protocol.
a poison
They
pill
can-
in a house bill.
Well, but what? So Mike Mayock made this point on our show 2 years ago or whatever with Cleve Farrell and Max Crosby. You
Yeah.
drafted Cleve Farrell high and Max Crosby late. One of those guys became a top pick, and one of those guys wasn't. They basically flipped spots. What if it's the same situation here where Brosmer?
Well, that's the Trey Lance. That's the Trey
Yeah,
Lance
it's-
Purdy thing.
Yeah,
Flynn
right.
And we go on our
Flynn and
merry
young
way.
Rookie Russell Wilson and
So
Flynn,
what? So
you know what I mean?
so I guess what I'm asking is, what's the downside to sitting him and then starting Brosmer? And if he does look great, then everybody wins.
Well, the
and you've got
downside is then you know that this guy is not the guy, and maybe you move on, and you
Right.
have to rip that Band-Aid off, which would be an easy.
I think it would make more sense for them to play McCarthy and be assured of the fact that they can't carry him into next season. Like if
Right,
you
just
have
let him run
Max
himself into the
Brosmer,
ground.
yeah, if you bring in Max Brosmer and he plays, really well and you win a couple games, in your mind, you probably still need to go get a quarterback, either through trade or through the draft or sign a free agent or whatever. It's probably still a question that you're asking yourselves as an organization. But if you play JJ and he continues to stink it up at a historic rate, which is what he's been doing.
Yeah, but he won his
That
first
is-
start, though, and that usually means
he did win his first NFC Player of the Week, baby. It's hard to watch at times. I was fucking pissed. My dad was yelling at the TV like an Eagles fan. It was a whole thing.
Just to add another perspective on this is I feel like what we've seen from JJ to this point, you already, if you're the Vikings, you're in a position where you have to bring in competition for him this offseason.
Mac Jones.
Maybe
Yeah.
Mac Jones, somebody like that.
Yes.
You have to bring somebody
It's
in.
a great call.
So why not just evaluate Brosmer to see
Tyrod Taylor, Jameis Winston.
No, it's Mac Jones, dude. And I don't think
I
of Mac
agree.
Jones as a guy with an RPG on his shoulder, but I believe he can hit the throws that they're asking him to make in this offense.
He showed a lot in San Fran this year. I agree with you, Chris.
I mean, like,
that's a
if
great
you
call.
pair him with a good coach, he looks good. It was McDaniels; he looked really good. And I'm not calling our whole ball coach in Jacksonville not a good coach, but they just didn't click.
Yeah. And that's why he can.
No, you'd have to give something up for him because
he could circle back.
he's under contract.
And now Liam Cohen, you can circle back and Matt can go down there with him.
But I can't walk into the building anymore.
You're saying no more Trevor?
He said no more.
trying to
He's
slide that
already
in
made.
there.
He just
trying
cashed
to-
it.
Yeah,
in.
we're
No,
not
I
even
mean,
talking about the Jags, brother.
I mean, you guys trying to throw JJ.
We don't want
McCarthy out.
Trevor in Minnesota.
Call
I
Mac
mean,
Jones
we.
up
I'm
right
doing the
there.
we.
Dude, Jay,
Say
I'm
we.
not.
If I'm Minnesota,
I'm
we
talking
don't
about
want
the
it.
tape.
Okay.
Like no one, dude. He's almost as bad as Jamarcus Russell, who's a historically bad quarterback.
Here's what I want. I just want Kevin O'Connell to think about the fact that he is a hell of a football coach who's really respected and loved in this building, man. Like the momentum that they built up last year was so big. And I'm not saying JJ's never going to catch on as a pro or have another opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a production league, and this team's too good.
Yeah.
And there's this roster, there's too many good players on the roster. I can no longer, if I'm Kevin O'Connell, walk into meeting rooms week after week and sell you a line of bullshit on what we intend to do if confirmation bias is getting in the way of, as Al Pacino would say, I don't want to say this, 6 inches in front of our face, man, right now, dude. This is like, we have to win football games. Like, I can't walk in the offseason and say, hey, Justin, next year is important to us. We're going to play the guy who looked like that last year. Man. So I just, they're like, he's at a crossroads where it's like, he has to consider the fact that, he's building a really good thing there. He's built a really good thing there. Don't let this fuck it up.
And just to add to that, there is a sense of urgency for them when you look at the state of the roster the next 2 years.
Yeah.
So your guys who are up after next season, Addison, Van Ginkel, O'Neal, Ryan Kelly, Cashman, Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason, Hargrave. The guys up after 27, Grenard, Byron Murphy, Hawkinson, Dallas Turner, Jonathan Allen. So they're kind of in this like 2-year window.
I know. It's now.
Yeah.
You owe it to these guys. There are guys who are like, their career outcomes are predicated on how things go for them in this window. You think about if you're Naylor or something.
Yeah.
Like, you want to get your big contract.
Jones.
You want to get like, dude, this is the stuff that just has ripple effects on the whole roster and your program. And obviously it's a quarterback, but and what softens the blows, you didn't take him like 5. You didn't take him 3. You didn't take him 1. You're not beholden to this kid. I'm not saying it's over for him, but
I mean, the Vikings went through this shit with Ponder. I feel like too. Like, goddamn, what was that?
That's tough.
He was a late first-round pick. But Chris, like, I guess that's my question because I don't see a clear outlet for them. On one hand, I feel like they can't continue to play 9. On the other hand, it's like if they leave him out there, then it's pretty cut and dried as to whether or not they need to go chase a quarterback.
It's Tankathon
so what do you,
season.
What do you do?
Let's get on the Tankathon website. It is Tankathon season.
Yep.
I think that's it's November. It's Tankathon season. You know where Minnesota sits?
Talk about them yet? Speaking of Tankathon,
12. Okay. So, but they're a game out of 6. Right? Cleveland just won yesterday, 3-8. Washington 3-8. Cincy 3-8. Arizona 3-8. Miami 4-7. Atlanta 4-7. Minnesota 4-7. Like they could be in the mix for another quarterback. You know,
another one.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
but you don't want a quarterback this site. You want 2027.
we don't know.
Yeah,
we say these things.
Yeah.
I don't watch enough college football to say.
Keep spinning the wheel.
I don't say.
Nobody knows.
Because
Nobody has any idea.
Who are the
have with these kids.
exactly? Who I'm trying to think. You go down the list of like, not every quarterback's an automatic. You don't know for sure. You know, like so, maybe they fall in love with a guy.
Perfect time.
Like, and they're sitting there in the top 10. Like, maybe they want to do it again. I don't know. Maybe they just want to trade for Mac Jones. Who?
Mac Jones and Justin Jefferson should be pushing for that. You remember how well Brian Thomas Jr. played with Mac Jones in Jacksonville?
Yeah, that's true.
Justin Jefferson could do even better.
BTJ.
BTJ.
Speaking of tanking, your boy looks like we're doing this game next. Your boy Malik Neighbors doesn't understand.
He doesn't understand tanking. I see the problem here. Hey, Malik, I see the problem here. You don't understand the business of the NFL.
Oh my God, he doesn't understand it. Bless his heart.
I also don't know. I also don't know if he. I don't know if he. I don't know if he understands like what it is to be a coach and be feeling yourself at the end of the game. Because Kafka was doing a great job. Like they were just. I mean, I had one eye on this game for sure because I bet Detroit totals like 3 ways, dude, and they were peppering the honey holes, dude. It was Wan'Dale Robinson, same spot.
Boom.
The whole first half. It was just like a nightmare. The Hemingway game. This is the Hemingway game for sure.
For sure.
So
any game that Jameis is starting is just automatic.
Giants scored on 2 trick plays.
In the running.
Giants scored on 2 trick plays. So like at the end of the game, when Kafka's like, "Fuck it, we're all getting fired at some point anyway. Like let's try to win this football game." Or maybe they're tanking. But if you're tanking, then why scheme up an open receiver for Jameis Winston to hit?
Or scheme up an open Jameis Winston for a wide receiver to hit.
But I'm saying in the final sequence, Bo. Before you're about to say
he's like every other player on that team. He's trying to get a job. You know what I mean? That's my take on it.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like he just got caught up in the moment. I'm not saying I was joking about the tanking thing, and it's a funny thing. But there's no honestly, there is no reason why you don't make them use all their timeouts and kick that field goal. Bates needed every centimeter of that kick, and the way that thing hooked. It was crazy, dude.
That was
in an indoor building.
In an indoor building.
Wild.
You know, and
someone left a fan on somewhere.
Yeah.
It's like the Buffalo Wild Wings commercial where they change the outlook of the game.
Yeah. That was crazy. But you really think Detroit's going to go down the field and now, of course, in overtime they score on 1 play because they have the best football player on the football field. I don't think people. It's kind of approaching. I'm hesitant to make this. I'm not comparing the quarterbacks. I'm comparing this like the way the system has run there. I think a lot of people mistake it for the system sometimes. People mistake it for the players. It might be about one player a lot of the time.
No
Because this guy, like, Jahmyr Gibbs is the best running back in the NFL this year.
doubt.
We've done the Jonathan Taylor thing, but if I'm game planning for Jahmyr Gibbs, I'm actually more frightened. I'm sorry, dude.
Well, look,
The guy's he can kill you any play. And Jonathan Taylor can too. But the way they use this guy, the way they motion him, the way they eye candy him, the way they use him as a receiver, he's a nightmare, dude. He's the best player on the field most weeks. He takes it.
He said running back. I think he's the best offensive skill player in the league.
It's crazy.
Across
It's nuts.
all groups. I mean, he does it all.
If they didn't
Every time
have
he touches
him
the ball.
this year, Nolan.
Oh,
And then they
Yeah.
and I feel like it's,
take away all those explosives.
Ugly.
You know,
Yeah, what do they look like?
they'd be in trouble.
and they try to do that 2-man thing and try to throw Sonic and Knuckles. It's just like they don't really need Montgomery. They just need to give him all those plays.
Well, Gibbs, you don't want to wear want to wear him down.
Montgomery's a good player.
And
Montgomery's a
I
good
hear
player.
you.
You just
he gives you those 5-6 yard carries when you need it.
Couple. I don't know.
damn, you just
I'm
anti
just
Montgomery.
saying, Gibbs, but to your point, it's just like Gibbs can just do so much, and when he's in there, even like when he catches the ball out of the flat, it's just every time he has the ball, like he has a chance to hit his head.
But here's another thing. You can go pony personnel with him and use him like a slot receiver. Use him as like a motion man out.
Exactly.
And you could have David Montgomery in the backfield. Yep. So, like, it's just something I just –
Hold on. Can we quick time out here? There's a poll in the chat. Best RB in the league right now. I want to throw someone in the ring for best skill player in the NFL right now that you guys didn't mention. That's JSN. Like, he is
he having a good year?
Unbelievable. He's having a pretty good year. I know you don't really like the Seahawks, Chris, and you're not a fan.
Yeah, I hate the Seahawks.
I know you don't like them, but like that's the only person who I would be like, all right, hold on a minute, player. Wait, time out. You got to throw him in there. He's in there.
I think we're speaking more to like the versatility, the usage with him,
and the dependence on said player
throwing the ball. Yeah, and then like Nate's saying, it feels like that like prime Tyreek effect of where anytime he touches the ball.
That's the thing I was gonna say. It's if Tyreek wasn't on the Dolphins when they were rolling, it looks totally different. And if Gibbs is not on the field for and that's why I said I don't want to make the quarterback comparison because I think Jared Goff's elite, right?
Sure.
Great quarterback. That's been proven. The guy in Miami, not so much. But Tyreek, he's the straw that stirs the drink when things are going well. This guy's the straw, dude. This guy is the straw. He is, and I like the way you put it, best offensive skill player. I know that maybe JSN has something to say about that, but I don't watch the Seahawks because I picked them like eighth in the NFC West.
Yeah, someone was right in the chat. Used to look like that. Not used to look like that. Achane sometime. He has that same explosive.
Dude, Achane on a good offense.
Yeah.
like if Achane ends up on a really good team, like you hope with these really fast guys, their primes can be like abbreviated. I hope an Achane gets the cash in. But yeah, this game was drunk. This is the Hemingway game. Golly, we could do a whole thing on it. I got a hollow man for this game. I'll save it later. Save it for later. What else we got, guys? Where we at?
We will go to Seahawks. We will talk JSN.
Cam Ward's good. Cam Ward's gonna be good.
Cam Ward is gonna be good, man. That was so. I'll give a little bit of the love to the Hawks offense with this, but I did want to mention, these have been STL Memorial circumstances for Ward all year.
Yeah.
But fucking A, every time you watch Titans tape, the only way I can describe it is just so fun to watch him play. Like he just has this like freedom with which he plays. It's almost like you talk about like with basketball players, like handles, like the way he like the arm angles, the body angles, like he'll complete throws where he's like wrapped up, falling to the ground, and like perfectly throw a dot. I don't know. I also love with him, man. He's maintained the confidence to work the intermediate level of the field too in these circumstances, and that's hard to do. A lot of guys, I think, would get pretty gun shy playing in these situations as outmatched as they've been at times, but I think that speaks to the kind of competitor this dude is.
He played the Seahawks defense better than some veteran quarterbacks
totally
have played this year.
Yeah,
he played really impressively and well beyond his years.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just like some guys just have that kind of like energy about him where like you can tell he believes he's the best player on the field, and it's exciting. You hope he gets the situation around him in the years ahead.
You're walking a thin line, right? Because they're running quarterback keepers and sneaks, and like he's getting hit and he's scrambling, and the game means nothing, and the team is ass.
Yep.
But it is valuable learning for him, and to put up 24 points against this defense. Seattle won the game. We're going to talk about Seattle. I thought Darnold was pretty good. I mean, there were a couple plays that he probably wants back, and he didn't have to pay for. But JSN, unbelievable. Their connection on deep balls is just awesome. It's one of those things where coming off last week, you worried their offense would look sluggish because of the injuries to the offensive line, because of the things we mentioned. And they didn't. They really didn't. They found a way to be consistent and to kind of stave these guys off. This had the makings of it. It ended up being a backdoor cover, but it had the makings of being like kind of an uncomfortable game for a team like this off a loss like that.
Well, and I think the reason why almost coming into the game it felt like a win for the Seahawks was having Gray's Able up. Like him being healthy enough to play. That injury looked pretty scary. We talked a lot about it last week.
Lucky.
What that would have meant for their offensive line. So to have him in the lineup is really fortunate. You said it, Chris, seeing that downfield passing game for the Seahawks pick back up. That was something they didn't have against the Rams last week. Chris Shula's defense made things really difficult for them to access down the field. So you had the 63-yard touchdown early, then a 56-yarder later to JSN. He finished with 167, 2 tuds on 8 receptions, and both Walker and Charbonnet had productive days. They're about 6 yards per carry between the two of them. So it's a good day for that offense.
What's impressive, going back to JSN real fast, what's impressive with his performance this year is that Sam Darnold is 20th in the league in attempts. He's not firing the ball as much as he can. Now, obviously, he's targeting JSN as his, almost sole recipient. JSN is getting those top targets, but Darnold, they're throwing the ball. He doesn't even have 300 attempts on the season. He's got 298.
Speaks a really good scheme.
Does it worry you, even though the Titans scored with no time on the clock? Does it worry you though that this did end up as a one-score game?
No, I mean no, because it's on the heels of the defense. I'm not worried about the defense.
Yeah,
like they're gonna figure. I would have worried me more had they won a low-scoring game. I'm not worried about this defense. Look at what they did look at how they made the Rams look normal last week.
Right.
That offense last night, you couldn't get them off the fucking field, dude.
Right.
It was painful to be in the building and watch that.
Right.
And last week, your team throws 4 picks and you're kicking to win the game. So I'm not worried about defense. Yeah, defense will be all right.
Oh, giving me flashbacks. Thought you talking about Trevor.
We'll be there soon. Actually, we'll be there right now. Jaguars, Cardinals.
Tell me all about it, Nate.
All right, I'm going to start off with a quote from our quarterback. We won the game. We'll never apologize for that. People can watch the tape and make their own judgment, and I'll watch it and do the same. Had some tough plays out there, and those guys made some good plays as well. I've got to be smart with the ball. We had 4 turnovers, and they're all on me. You goddamn right they're all on you, bro. My man fumbled in the end zone, which ended up in a touchdown for the other team. And then he threw 3 interceptions. And if I'm not mistaken, they were all in the second half. Like 2 in the third quarter and then 1 in the fourth quarter. And it's just like, I don't know what we're doing, and I make jokes about it. We find new ways to win games and or try to give away games, and like the other team is just like, nah. Like, we'll let y'all win this.
I just hope Liam Cohen's there long enough that he enjoys like success, because he's already doing it.
He's already doing it.
And the quarterback is a liability.
And that's what I'm saying. Maybe this is his entrance, and it's just like for coaches who end up being really good, like these are the foundations you have to go through. Sometimes maybe you're going to get a great supporting cast and you're not going to get a quarterback, or maybe it's the opposite way around. But right now, for him, Trevor is holding the team back.
When is the Trevor out?
He's I don't know.
After next year?
I think after
think
next
it's-
year.
I don't
Yeah,
think
it's-
so.
But
I
he's
think they
holding
have 2 more years are tied to him.
He is holding the team back.
No, I
but-
mean, like, when is he affordable to get out from under? Is it 2 more years or 1 more year?
Yeah, at least 2 more years.
Yeah,
He's got a
So
seven.
if you're talking about just cutting them,
Yeah, 7 million.
possibility of trading if they would eat some of the
7 million dead cap after 2028.
Yeah, but it's all good. Even
Oh, man, it is not all good, dude.
listen, guys.
It is not all
He's
good.
holding you back.
Listen, 7-4, 7-4, guys. 7-4 is an amazing record. We're doing all right. We're finding a way to win these games, even when our quarterback
Salute.
is not
Salute.
playing the best.
Salute Liam Cohen.
So no, absolute salute to Liam Cohen, and he has that team together. But really, all 3 phases, other than Trevor, our defense is playing great. Like, guys are getting sacks. Like, we're getting pressure. Really, on the our line of scrimmage play for the offensive line and defensive line, we have been playing well. Like, we have been doing things well, and our special teams. Parker Washington is just a special teams demon. He gets us great field position. He's great on offense also.
We love this guy.
He's a football player.
Yeah, he's a football player, and he's not the biggest guy, but he's out there making huge plays. and then my guy,
Motion.
yeah, his last name is Little, but his leg is big.
Oh,
But his
Golly.
his leg is big. Cam Little, like, just making 50-yard field goals look routine, which is really good for our team, especially when we're struggling sometime with Trevor to get the ball where it needs to be. But the Jags, man, I just feel like, you know how you prestige and you get different achievements in Call of Duty. I just feel like we find different ways to win games that you look at the stats and you're just like, there's no fucking way you guys won this game.
Is it a way to level up?
Yeah, a level up, because what quarterback can you say throws 3 interceptions, fumbles 1 time, but the fumble is a touchdown? Like, how many quarterbacks can say they won a game like that? Only Trevor.
Yeah.
Only Trevor twice. The last time was the Chargers wild card game after the 2022 season.
Look at that. Only Trevor could say that. And I don't know how to feel as a fan. You gotta take wins. Like he said, we're not gonna apologize for a win, but it's just, you have to know you can't win. You can't rely on winning games like that. You can't not be able to close teams out, and you can't turn the ball over.
You cannot.
Like, that's the more simpler thing, is just you can't turn the ball over. And I sat back and thought about this a little bit too. Is it bias? Is it because Trevor is white? Everyone loves Jameis. Jameis loves throwing interceptions too. He's a streaky quarterback. He loves throwing.
Wait.
I'm not following.
No, because I am all for all the, like, hey, white guys, especially the quarterbacks, like, just get drafted because they're white guys, and the whole thing. Like, oh, he's tall and white.
Yeah.
But in this case,
Jameis
is one of the most loved players on the planet. Trevor's one of the most hated. The problem is that because Trevor's still
Because Trevor
in
says
his big earning window, dude. It's that simple. And it was like more fun when Jameis did it because Jameis was fun, and Jameis also threw for 5,000 yards, dude.
Yeah.
Jameis threw for like a bajillion yards in Tampa.
And he won't get his wide receivers killed. He'll throw. And also Jameis says things,
but we're not defending the white guy.
Jameis says things like, "We're inside, but we're outside," and then Trevor says things like, "We won the game. I'll never apologize for that."
Yeah, you're damn right.
Yeah, nobody
You don't
likes
see
that
Trevor
shit, dude.
Lawrence fucking shucking a defender, giving him the dead leg, catching a ball that's thrown behind him, and then barreling into the end zone for a touchdown.
But
But only Jay Boo can make.
he did pick up a fumble and run it in on the Chiefs.
On the Chiefs.
Earlier this year.
Yeah.
Oh, the Jags beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, they
I didn't
did.
know that. That's
You
crazy.
can't sit here and cape for Trevor. You just try to sneak a Mac Jones.
Yeah, what?
Hey, man.
Wait, was the question?
listen,
Was the question?
I'm always looking to make my
Can you
team
explain
better.
the question to me,
I'm
Nolan?
always-
In
this
retrospect, his prior question about Trevor White.
Yeah.
I can't explain the question. My stab at the answer would be this week. It's an expectations thing.
Yeah.
That's why we feel different about.
Yeah, just right now because and also Jameis outplayed him. Like Jameis balled yesterday. Like for much of the game, like they didn't have an answer for Jameis
And-
Winston as a receiver, as Bo pointed out,
You what?
as a fucking quarterback.
You know what's crazy about this game?
What?
People? The fact that the Cardinals didn't beat us, it makes me feel some type of way about Jacoby Brissett too. It's just like y'all should have won that game. Like y'all should have won that game.
He doesn't have a run game. It's literally just him out there setting passing completion records.
Yeah, but I don't know. He has arguably one of the best tight ends. Like make it work over there. I don't know. It was just a funny game to watch. And the Cardinals, I don't know what they're doing. Like. What's Kyler Murray gonna do? He's not coming back this year, probably.
I wouldn't spin the wheel on that.
Okay.
I would just maybe sit on our hands and
Kyler Murray, Jacksonville Jaguars.
So let me ask you
Raiders.
this. Let me ask you this for things.
you can.
You think this is a good comparison? You think I can say that Jacoby Brissett is the white Joe Flacco? He's
Now that's interesting, dude.
holding the glue.
That's interesting to me. That's interesting to me. That's interesting for a couple reasons.
I kind of like that.
Can you say that again?
actually.
Is Jacoby Brissett the white Joe Flacco?
No.
I think Joe Flacco has
No,
more
he's
swag
not.
than Jacoby Brissett.
I don't think you understand. Ask the question one more time.
Is Jacoby Brissett? Oh, is Jacoby Brissett?
And honestly, yes.
I said that wrong. My bad, Jacoby. Is Jacoby Brissett the black Joe Flacco?
Yes. And that is a tremendous compliment to receive. I love Jacoby Brissett, bro. If you knew him personally, I used to call him President Brissett because I think he should be president.
He looks like that type of guy.
Yeah.
He looks like
like one of the old presidents.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Say that again.
But we had like normal president. He would be a great normal president. He's like a movie president when you're around him long enough.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm just staring down. Oh man, I got one more breakdown to the Bermuda Triangle.
We got two. We got Browns, Raiders.
Oh, Browns, Raiders.
Perfect timing.
Did you see Kevin Stefanski after the game? He was like, "Hey, great job, Shador. Let's hit the showers." It was funny as fuck.
Nightcap last night. Nightcap was like, they hate him. He didn't get a game ball. They're against him.
They gave it.
Now, the way Stefanski did-
he's lucky. He's lucky that defense did what they did.
I'm not doing that today, but you can do that. I'm not doing that
because
today.
I do feel like just with everything.
Good for him. That's my take today. Good for him.
Yeah, the spotlight, Stefanski. You should have known that this was gonna get blown at it. It's almost like he's like, I didn't want to tell him even good win, and it's just like, bro, that's the first starting, a first rookie starter in the franchise to get a win. Big him up a little bit. And I understand Myles Garrett is having record-breaking season. He should get the game ball every single game. But still, give the other guy a game ball.
Myles Garrett's gonna break the sack record.
He's gonna break
month.
everything.
You know what's
and they should be
That's
happy.
crazy.
And they should be happy if they can string together a few more wins because it's gonna get him. It's gonna get him more publicity because, if he does break that record, is a D lineman there's a chance for him to get MVP? How many sacks would he have?
He wouldn't not 100 to get MVP, but
yeah, especially on the Browns, dude.
But he should be DPOY if they give it to anybody else. It's just they're trying to be too fancy. I could justify it when he wasn't leading the league in sacks because their defense isn't great. But look at the other guys that we've talked about. Brian Burns is up there, but their defense is dog shit, and he's been amazing. But he's not Myles Garrett. No one is, dude. That's why it's so ridiculous when a guy gets shut out in a game because they throw the kitchen sink at him, to hear people actually fix their mouths to say things like Myles Garrett is a non-factor. I'm like, bro.
They're going to see how much of a non-factor it is if they can play games, finish out the season playing games like this where at any point in the game that they have a lead.
Yeah.
Like they're going to really see what type of non-factor someone's
He's
like
getting
Myles
5
Garrett
sacks a game against a team that the teams are in 4-minute offense on them. Like,
Yeah, and listen,
halftime onwards, it's incredible.
because I think the big story is Shedeur, as good as Myles Garrett was, because we've made it the big story.
Yep.
You know, there are quarterbacks all over the league, you know, that pop in, get a spot start, get their first starting quarterback victory. It's a nice thing. You should have a game ball. It's a good start to his career. It is. And he deserves to be happy for a week.
You got a shout out from the president, Chris. Did you see that?
Did he really?
He might not have got one from Stefanski, but on Truth Social, he was getting a lot of love.
Did he get some true social love?
Sure did, buddy.
Right
might
under
even
where
be
he
better,
was. Never mind.
you know?
I'm not,
Like,
don't get me into this thing. Did you see him fucking copy Mom Donnie's burgundy turtleneck? That is
Yeah.
I saw
funniest
that,
thing
yeah.
on the planet,
Yeah.
dude. That guy's scrambling. He anyways. I was like, yeah, let me
Chris would rather talk about Donald Trump than Shedeur Sanders. That's hilarious.
Yeah, good headline. I'm the one who brought the conversation back to Shedeur Sanders. We were getting ready to move on. But I do think it's a good start for him. Like, obviously, everybody's going to talk about the ball where he rolls right. And, you know,
nice.
it's a deep ball, 50 yards, nice. I mean, like, having the arm talent to do that, really good, especially breaking the pocket. I know guys are going to want to see him play with timing. You know, it's going to be that's going to be the lead. Perfect timing, preferably. Who do they play next week?
They have
Enhance.
Niners?
Niners, then Titans, Bears over the next 3.
Perfect timing. The Niners don't rush the passer.
Niners can't rush the passer.
And that was something he did great.
For a week, they played tonight.
That was something great that Shedeur did. He did not bail. He did not take those bad sacks that we saw him take the first time he started. That we saw
Exactly.
him take in college. He did a really good job of getting the ball out, delivering it on target.
And that will be the formula.
Mm-hmm.
And on the other hand,
I think he's got to work on his confidence.
Yeah, I agree with that, Chris.
I'm just fucking around.
on the other hand, to take it off Shedeur for a second, should it be one and done for Pete Carroll? Should they get him the fuck out of there for picking Geno as his quarterback?
They already
Yeah, that's the
fired
classic,
Chip and
like.
their DC, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he
Keeping
needs
his son
to,
as
he needs to fire
as
his
the
son,
DC.
right? Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the
The offensive line's been a nightmare. Chip Kelly,
Throw the son under the bus first.
dude, that was kind of like they had like a suicide pact leaving Seattle. It was like we're both going. You know what I mean? Seriously. And
The O-line's been awful.
the O-line's been
My son's
awful.
O-line coach.
It's been terrible.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's not personal.
Damn,
I'm not.
son. So what do you say? Hey, son.
Damn, son, where'd you find that? When Alex Kappa plays, you're like,
So how do you bring your son in to be like, hey, man, it's either me or you?
it's the worst part of the business, son.
Just get him a cushy offensive, like, scout role. Or, like, I don't know. Like, keep him in the building, but, like,
What do
hey,
you
we're
want me to do
shuffling
now? Go find a fucking job, son. Like, no, I just I don't want to make light of people losing their jobs, but it is
Game. Because Chip, they just got rid of Chip.
yes, and now
Yeah,
you're firing
Myles
people.
Garrett got Chip Kelly fired.
But the bottom line is this.
Ironically, because Chip didn't chip. Sorry.
You good?
Nice.
I just
That was outstanding.
when you make a move like the Geno move, it's not a high stakes move, honestly, in the big scheme of things. Like, I don't think this team expected to be good. It was kind of like hey, if Geno's the guy he was in Seattle, like, we might have a chance to win some games. Like, they're still in the building phase. I just think Pete Carroll's he's a funny guy for this stage. Like, at his age, the way this year has gone, I think at some point they're going to have to start fresh. How old is he now? Seriously, I'm not trying to be ageist, but he's like, and he moves as good as like
74.
Yeah.
Start.
but this is a build. Like, by the time you get this thing off the ground, he's going to be like he's presidential. You know what I'm saying? So we just I think honestly, speaking of presidents, Pete Carroll could probably run at 85 and be cognitively in a better spot than most of the guys we have on the ticket these days. But like,
hell yeah.
I don't know. We thought the game had passed him by in Seattle, and offensively, the answer to that is Chip Kelly. At some point, like whoever's making these calls, the call on the quarterback was the wrong one. The call on the OC was the wrong one.
Yeah, I mean, to your question, Nate, of like, is it one and done for him? Typically, when the coordinators start getting axed, that's the canary in the coal mine. I mean, I think it's trending that way.
And the question is, who does Tom Brady like?
I was just about to say Tom Brady.
I'm kind of curious, like, what Tom Brady's.
Well, and how much of a hand did he have in setting this whole thing?
Dude,
like, is this his?
Yeah, like,
was he like Pete's going to be?
Because if things worked out, I'm sure we give him credit.
Right.
And I kind of wonder how much of Tom's influence was all this.
If it was his pick, that means he'll be lobbying for him at least like one more year, right? Unless you had someone lined up or whatever, because that kind of looks bad on you.
I don't know the inner workings of this particular.
I think they keep Geno till 27 draft. I think they have a very tough year next year.
They can get out this. They can get out this year, can't they? And here's another thing.
For who though?
Did he leave?
I think. I just feel like that 27 draft class is what they got their eye on. That's all I'm saying for quarterback.
No, I know, but like if you want the 27 draft class, you don't hope that the 36-year-old improves and wins you 10 games. Like
they can't get out of Geno with a 0 dead after the 2026 season.
So what is it this year?
This year, dead is 18-5. 18.
They're not necessarily tied to him after the season.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Personally, and so I just look at this as saying, okay, like look around your division. It's Denver's fucking really good right now. Andy Reid's really good right now. Do you need a defensive head coach to counter? Kind of like in Seattle, you hire Mike McDonald. Ironically, you've got two offensive juggernauts. This guy's shaking things up because he's a great coach, but he's a little bit different. Like you get Sean Payton, you got Andy Reid. Like
go grab Saleh. Give him another chance.
Now Pete Carroll is not an offensive guy, right? But like, do you go younger? Is it Jeff Hafley? Is it somebody like that? Like I don't hate that, especially when you don't have a quarterback in place.
It was
Chris
Shula.
Shula, hell yeah.
It was interesting to see this game and the how many issues the Raiders had, and then seeing Tom Brady on the field watching the turnaround that the Cowboys have had. Like that owner, Tom Brady, sitting on the Cowboys field watching how well the Cowboys have played while his team is taking a nosedive off the wolf cliff.
My bad, Max Crosby. Max Crosby knows the guys. They're already booking their trips to Mykonos.
Hey, Max Crosby signed a big deal in Vegas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I feel bad for him? Am I allowed to do that? Because when people feel bad for Myles Garrett, they tell me, oh, that fucking idiot knew what he signed up for. Nobody says that about Max.
No, they do. I think we did.
No, they don't.
I feel like I did.
No, they don't.
Like anytime.
And they shouldn't. They shouldn't say it about either of them. Is the point I'm trying to make.
They shouldn't. But at the same token, it's just like the opposite foot. Like organizations just be like, peace out. But I understand you want to be loyal, but it's just like. They gotta want to show that they're at least trying to get better. Like, don't do all this experimental stuff. If I'm sitting here telling you, like, I know I'm one of the best players in y'all organization, and I want to be loyal to you guys. At least make it seem like you're trying to. I
can assure you, these teams are not losing on purpose year over year. Sometimes within a year. But I think to the point I'm trying to make is I hear it a lot with Myles Garrett. I hear, hey, this guy's greedy.
Yeah.
He
deserves this.
He deserves to lose.
So weird.
You fucking weirdo. You probably got a little chair in the corner of your room that you sit in and watch something happen.
Yep.
Fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
And like taking a shot at Myles Garrett, dude. Same thing with Max Crosby, dude. These guys, they're great football players. This was the Max and Myles Bowl, and I wish they could both enjoy a lot more success than they have so far in their careers. Man.
Max did have a good game, personal high with 5 tackles for a loss. He said after the game, everyone's going to be searching for answers and solutions when things are not going exactly well. Unfortunately, we're just not good enough right now. It's been pretty clear. That's the reality of it, and we've got to get better.
Man, it used to be there's not enough loyal athletes anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And now that they're getting paid a lot and people are jealous as fuck,
Yeah.
I'm going to criticize you for being loyal as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So, all right. We're almost done.
Ravens, Jets. This one was a little bit of a tale of two halves. The big story, Lamar, you've been saying it for a while, doesn't look like Lamar. There were some throws that he missed. He didn't seem comfortable in the pocket, even on designed runs. He did not look like he wanted to run the ball. And I mean, the Ravens, the first 2 quarters, 72 yards of offense, down 7-3 heading into halftime against the Jets. Now the Jets had issues of themselves. Tyrod played well. But they had 2 bad penalties on 3rd and long plays in each of the first 2 Ravens drives that led to touchdown scores. They turned the ball over on downs in midfield. They had Breece Hall fumbled at the 3-yard line when they were down 10. That could have made the game a little closer. We talked about it earlier with Breece Hall to the Chiefs. He had a hell of a game, rushing and receiving. He really could have helped somebody, and it seemed like unless the Jets hit on these picks that they have upcoming, then it's, you don't want to say it, but it might be a closing window on what he can provide for the Jets in his rushing and receiving. But it is interesting that the Ravens, they won the game.
Yeah.
And they are just climbing in the AFC North because everybody else is fumbling their games away. The Steelers dropped a game, and they might be able to clinch the division by December, which is wild to say after where they started in September.
Yeah, man. It just, there was a point where this was really profitable, and you could still get plus money on this thing, and now they are the odds-on favorites, and they should be. They're going to win this division, and I still don't know if they're that good.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You talk about the Steelers' vibe or the Ravens' viability in the postseason. I don't know. Hell, maybe like the way they have to play this year encourages them to play more within themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because customarily in the postseason they're this high-flying team with an MVP quarterback, and they just fall flat.
Mm-hmm.
They make all the mistakes. Maybe they enter the postseason this year saying, hey, we're not the most talented team. We have to do things the right way. But the number one thing is going to be keeping Lamar healthy. And the other thing is, like, I love character wins, but you don't want them to be every week.
Right.
When you're playing the Browns and then you're playing the Jets the next week. You gotta be able to –
the Vikings the week before.
Yes, and so we've got the Bengals-Steelers sandwich coming up for them.
Yep, Bengals.
You just run away with this thing over the next month.
Yeah, they end with the Patriots, Packers, Steelers. And the one issue for the Ravens, Kyle Hamilton did leave the game yesterday. It didn't seem to be serious. John Harbaugh said after the game that it is not serious, but you think about his impact on the defensive side of the ball, it can't be serious if they want to be serious about a late season push.
What do you guys think?
Well, I think it's similar. A similar problem the Ravens are facing offensively here with they're gonna down the stretch here. It's similar to what the Eagles are facing in terms of they're going to need to win offensively in a different way they have historically. If the Eagles, we've talked all about the run game. That's been their bread and butter all these years. That it doesn't feel like that's going to be something they can rely on down the stretch. With the Ravens, it's been MVP caliber ball from Lamar. It's been the off-schedule electricity that he brings on a down-to-down basis that because of the injuries, they're just not able to access that stuff right now, and they're not going to have those off-schedule plays to bail them out of bail them out of trouble, bail them out of longer third downs down the stretch. So they're going to kind of need to evolve in a hurry here.
Is it time?
It is time. Go to Bermuda
The
for
Bermuda
the
Triangle,
game.
where football games disappear.
I don't want to step on Kevin Harlan.
I don't know, Jim. This one might disappear.
Falcons 24, Saints 10 in the green light Bermuda Triangle game.
It disappeared, fellas. What happened to this football game? I didn't really see much of it. But if you are a Saints fan and it's hate week, let's say, which is the week that you played the Atlanta Falcons, and you've got them coming to town, you're off a bye week, and you got Kirk Cousins starting for the Falcons. You have Drew Brees in the fucking booth. You figure if there's any time to win a game, it's now. It wasn't the time for these guys. Although I think Tyler Shuck played pretty well, considering they racked up a lot of yards. They could not convert. They turned it over on downs. Let's see what else happened in this game. The Atlanta Falcons rookies showed out. I thought the rushers were really good. I think Watts had some big plays, man. Like, just in summation, a totally fucking pointless game. And that's why we love the Bermuda Triangle game, because neither of these teams are going anywhere this year. And the Saints wore their hideous black helmets, which is totally dog shit. Groupie can't kick in the Bermuda Triangle. He's missing like 35-yard chip shots. And so as a result, we have former Raven Justin Tucker trying out for the New Orleans Saints. They're going to sneak him into the Bermuda Triangle. Nothing to see here. And he's going to kick footballs for the Saints possibly in the future.
Justin Tucker is
Welcome to Bermuda Triangle, Justin Tucker. Actually, it's the perfect place for him to be when you consider the fact of everything that's happened that's led to him trying out for the New Orleans Saints, right? Mm-hmm. And what could go wrong in New Orleans for him?
voodoo.
Considering his history.
Some voodoo.
Talking about a different kind of voodoo. So yeah, just a totally dog shit game, to be honest with you. I've been dreading talking about it. I was looking at it on the rundown and I was like, fuck, I don't really know much about this game.
I have a pointless fact for this pointless game.
Yeah, hit me with it.
David Sills scored a touchdown in this game. David Sills, he was the guy, if everybody remembers, in 2010, he was offered as a quarterback by USC as a 7th grader. And
no way, dude.
Yeah. Remember that story?
Yeah, USC was on it early. Look, they're finally.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's
7th grade. That's him.
That's him. Didn't quite work out as a QB, but he's kind of been bouncing around on P squads as a receiver.
I was going to say this. Doesn't look like the kind of wide receiver that I offer in 7th grade.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
And he found the end zone yesterday. So
good for him.
Former
cool.
Bronco.
This
David
game
Sills.
was so dog shit. This is right where that game belonged. Right here in the Bermuda Triangle.
Can I tell you some?
Tell me something else about the game.
Well, this game is not
in the chat. Tell me what happened in the game.
Well, this isn't the only thing. This game isn't the only thing we lost in the Bermuda Triangle. If you look,
Our dignity if we watched
well,
it.
and also part of your shirt and your neck, because of this screen. Move your microphone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, you're see the yeah.
Oh, does it look like I kind of got like a...
Yeah,
oh,
you got
wow.
some C poking through.
Nearly
Look at that.
headless Nick over here.
Yeah.
I like
Oh,
that.
that's sick,
Chris.
dude.
Good look.
This segment's really getting a hold of me.
Yeah.
So anyway, Saints, we'll probably see you next week in one of these fucking games. This is basically just the Saints segment,
Yeah.
which sucks because like
They
I don't
can't
like
get out.
having a hurricane background
I
on
was
the
just gonna
Saints
say-
segment,
I was
dude.
just gonna say.
So we just might have to like give them a week off at a time.
yes.
Yeah, can you make it beach-like for a second? Brandon Cooks is...
Put the Saints on the
Did
beat.
you hear that Brandon Cooks might not be able to leave because of a
Yes.
technicality, bro?
They really tried to it's like send him to the perfect spot and got caught.
Bro, yeah, because you get lost when you're in the triangle. You
Yep.
can't
Yeah.
navigate that
Yeah.
motherfucker and get out. You're in the eye wall, dude.
Yeah.
You know?
That's hilarious.
All right, y'all take care. I'm on the beach now.
I'm on the beach.
Let's.
Nope.
No, that's
We're
it.
landing the plane.
Yeah, plane's landed,
Happy
and
to say the plane is landing.
we're landing the plane in the zone. We're gonna hear from the we're from zone.
Oh
and,
shit! I was about to do the AutoZone song, but that would not be good during a different ad read. All right, I gotta get it out of my system. Get in the zone. Nope, don't say the product.
Nope.
Warning: this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale prohibited. It's also a chemical that got me through this weekend on the West Coast, being tired as fuck. So thank you, Zone. Y'all know I'm a bit more selective about my nicotine pouches. I have cut down greatly since quitting dip. So it doesn't take much for me. I just kind of pop one in when I need to really crunch on some tape, or, I can't drink coffee. I'm one of those people. So for me, this really works. And they got the wintergreen flavor, which is good because that kind of reminds me of what I used to do, which was the bear. We don't do that anymore. 6 milligrams, all I need, whether I'm kicking back and watching ball on a Sunday, floating on the river with Cowboy, and the rest of the crew breaking down film ahead of the show. Zone gets me locked in. Smooth variety of flavors, always on my game day roster. Whether you like a fresh mint flavor or you're into citrus, check out their roster of options. Use promo code GL20 at nicokick.com/zone for 20% off at checkout. And, the weekly reminder, if you are under 21, just don't, make that decision when you're old like me. But yeah, for real, if you're like 18, I don't know, what are you doing? You should be doing something cool and not listen to this podcast, but also, just don't. All right, y'all take care. Zone, take care. We're going to
the Locals Landline.
Let's do it. Locals Landline presented by Zone. We had people calling
ring
off the hook, ringing off the hook while trying to do this podcast. Okay, let me get my little headphones on, which are currently wrapped in my other bullshit here. Hold on. I'll get there. Sorry, chat. Golly, boy. It's like getting your shoestrings all tangled up. All right. Let's do it.
Hey, Chris. This is Lane from Bradenton, Florida. And as a fan growing up and watching you as a teenager during your prime, you were a defensive edge and just a monster for our, your teammates in the secondary to really be able to cover well. So my big question is, if you were Yaya Diaby, would you get angry watching Zion McCollum play football last night, or Todd Bowles coach defense? Because what is going on in Tampa? Can Todd Bowles win a primetime game? I don't know what his record is. I know Baker's is 1-8 since his arrival, but can we win a primetime game, Chris? Huh? Can you tell me how Yaya Diaby does all this to create pressure, and the Bucs do well on the front line? We can't cover. We can't. All right, Chris. Thank you so much. Love you.
Hey, I like that.
Love you.
Love you too. Yaya did get pressure last night, but as it goes, oh my God, dude! Google image search Yaya Diaby, and hit the third picture. My dog's triceps are the size of bowling pins, dude. Look at that.
We
shit.
throw that up,
It's
Cabs.
big.
I want to see these hosses.
No. You there's clear. Look at you can't miss it. Read. I'm like, triceps. Look at that guy's arms, dude. He's a tank, and he was running through people last night. But yeah, you can't get if you don't have the coverage behind you, it's going to be hard. And if you're playing the Rams, not many people do have the coverage. Rushing coverage work together. Weekly reminder.
Those are biceps.
No, that's triceps, bro.
Those are thiceps. They're the size of thighs.
The triceps. I thought you said biceps. I'm like, well, the tricep is technically the largest muscle in your arm, which I heard.
If you're Yaya Diaby.
Yeah, dude. I need to get on the little what is
Tricep
that?
pull down.
Extension thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's next?
Hey, this is Baker from Mississippi, Birds fan. How in the heck did we just blow a 21-point lead against them Cowgirls? Yeah, we turned the ball over twice. Can't run the ball in the fourth quarter. I think it's time we might need to maybe bench Saquon Barkley and give Tank Bigsby the ball a little bit more. Just a hot take. Defense did their job. Special teams had that one interception and one pick. But, bro, regardless, keep up the good work. That's the Green Podcast Light, and go Birds.
The Green Pod. Hey, I love to hear a Birds fan with an accent like that. That's just best of both worlds there. And shout out to our fans of Mississippi. That take was hotter than that was hotter than a Biloxi day in July. Because we are not benching fucking Saquon Barkley. It's not his fault.
It's an O-line issue.
I do think they need to share the I don't want to say it, but share the carries. The load, if you will.
The freight.
Share the load.
Share the freight.
Yeah, share the freight. They need to share the freight. How do you blow a 21-point lead in the NFL? It's actually easier than you think. The last time the Cowboys blew the last time the Cowboys blew, that was pretty recent. But the last time the Cowboys overcame a 21-point lead was against the St. Louis Rams in 2014. And so I remember that. But it's not that hard to blow a 21-point lead because teams change the way they call plays. And NFL defenses are really good. And, momentum is real. And so, before the half, when you trick it off on third down – and you give them the ball back and they go and score, you are a lot closer to it being a game. In the NFL, it's not really how many plays until the game's tied. It's more like how many plays until the game's close. Because when the game's close, and by that I mean it could be 10 points, it could be 7 points, it just puts tremendous pressure on your offense to go out and not give the ball back, especially on the road, dude. And that play's been a house of horrors. So I wasn't shocked, believe it or not.
One more.
One more.
He coming, boys. He coming. It's Mick in Cleveland. I'm telling you right now. Might not have been perfect. He made some mistakes. He's a rookie. I'll tell you what, all the stuff that everybody wanted to knock him for, the drifting and all that, he didn't see much of it yesterday. He was calm. He was cool. I think the receivers got to get used to a guy who's going to throw the ball downfield a little bit, too. I mean, you see a few of those deep balls you let loose. Guys are standing on the sidelines 20 yards back behind thinking, oh, shit, I forgot Dylan Gabriel's not throwing me the ball anymore. I can go get open. But, I mean, hey, if Shedeur, obviously we're not making the playoffs. I called a few weeks ago. I said there's a gateway. The gateway was a disaster.
Gateway's closed.
There's an opportunity here for Shedeur to say, hey, I'm the guy. It's perfect timing. And then we get those 2 first-round picks going into next season. Go beef up that O-line. Get yourselves a receiver in. Sky's the limit for this organization. We got really good rookies. Hughes look great in the backfield. Watch out now. By the time that dome comes, boys, might have a Super Bowl contender.
Is he the first? He might be the first rookie QB in Cleveland, if I'm reading this correctly, since 1995 to win their first start.
It's been at least 99.
That's unreal.
Well, yeah. Well, considering none of those guys were ever the guy,
right?
I would hope he'd be the. Listen, here it is, man. He's got. You think this week was a good opportunity? He goes and wins this game. Oh, it's gonna be Shedeur. It's gonna be Shedeur madness, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna get crazy.
Shedeur sanity.
Shedeur sanity. That's really good. That's really. It's like Linsanity.
Yeah.
Hopefully it lasts longer.
Uh-huh.
That would be the goal if you're Cleveland. But it's something to step in your first game, and however you want to limit. Hey, that was a check down, that one or whatever. The defense played so well, or they played the Raiders. Man, it's an NFL game. You're the quarterback, dude. And it was cool seeing Dion up in the stands, getting to watch his son. I mean,
them doing the dap up before the game.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that
was pretty sweet. BetMGM has a little something to say.
They do. I got something to say to BetMGM, if you know what I mean. This Thanksgiving, BetMGM is serving up more than turkey and stuffing. They're dishing out extra winnings with the Pro Football Pack. Here's how you can feast on the fun. Log into your BetMGM account and grab your boost pack Place any pro football bet and apply one of your special tokens. If your boosted bet hits, you'll carve out a bigger payout, the perfect side dish to your holiday celebration. And if you haven't joined the BetMGM family yet, now's the time to pull up a chair at the table. Use bonus code GREENLIGHT, and you'll enjoy up to a $1,500 new player offer on your first wager. So while you're passing the mashed potatoes and cheering on the game, make sure you're also boosting your bets with BetMGM. BetMGM. Make it legendary. Make it legendary. Who plays football tonight? Oh, yeah, Panthers and Niners. We actually have a pretty good game.
Yep.
Niners laying 7.5. They got the same damn record as the Panthers, basically. So we'll get to that in a minute. I think the public side is going to probably be the Niners. Does anybody have I'll look in a second. All right, so let's get to
Best flight. BetMGM Moments. Best flight.
oh, let's do it.
Bo, who you got?
Freaking do it.
Best flight. Let me just grab my little notes here, Cowboy. Best flight. Oh, I got Jake Bates' 59-yard field goal to take the Lions into overtime that they would then win against the Giants. We talked about that
He
flight path a
copied
little bit.
you.
I saw that thing. Going in. I was like, oh my God. That thing was curving. Went right in. What?
He made a football an airplane.
Yes.
Somebody,
Get creative.
you do. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Thanks. Also, a lot of road teams didn't have good flights. So
No,
there's
they
a lot
don't.
there.
Go ahead.
Didn't have good flights, yeah.
Best flight going to my Jacksonville Jaguars. We won 3 games on the West Coast this season already. You already know that traveling from Florida across the map, that's a long flight. And to get a win in overtime the way we did, that is probably the best flight. Nice long flight after a win, get some rest, and just look at the rest of the season and all the teams we're about to beat before we go.
All of them. Look at them.
Before we go to the playoffs.
Am
Best
I up? Yeah, go ahead.
I can go.
Yeah.
My best flight is supersonic flight. There was an article.
Oh my God, dude! Are
That-
you
did I
fucking with
get
me? Go ahead. I should have gone.
All right. There was an article in Wall Street Journal this week that shared the NFL is closely monitoring the potential return of supersonic flight. This would obviously make the travel to and from international games a lot quicker and make the possibility of some internationally based franchises more feasible. Maybe we could get a team based in Mykonos.
A successful test flight by Boom Supersonic in January marked the first civilian jet to break the sound barrier since the Concorde.
Sorry, I didn't know I was going to jump you.
Okay. No. That's good. I need a minute to look at the menu.
The Mykonos Monsters.
Best flight. The interesting
Mykonos
thing
Minotaurs.
about best flight is
Minotaur.
I think it's the Houston Texans from because they didn't fly. Thursday night. I'm all out of
Best
flights,
flight is
bro.
no-
I had a supersonic flight lined up, bro. It got canceled. Somebody took my seat.
While it is
They're
nice,
looking for volunteers.
Yeah.
while it is nice to save time and fly supersonically, that's just a little too scary. That's a little too scary. We want to go Jake
Come
Bates.
on, Reed.
It's terrifying. You're flying that fast.
Yeah, it
human
sucks.
body
Those
should.
things, I'm not getting in one of those things,
Yeah,
dude. There's
human
no
body
way,
shouldn't be
dude.
moving that quickly. But what a human body should do is watch the flight of Jake Bates.
No.
Football.
Fuck that. I got a best flight.
Hit me.
I got a best flight. The football, right?
Uh-huh.
When Kirk Cousins threw it for a touchdown because he tied Johnny Unitas, and that football is thinking, you got to be fucking kidding me. This guy's about to tie Johnny Unitas for 17th overall in touchdown passes in NFL history. Kirk Cousins and Johnny Unitas in the same breath. Football's like, what the fuck?
Wouldn't that
happy
be
to be on the flight, though. Just happy to be here.
just have?
I know I didn't win.
Well,
But
no,
I wanted to point that out.
that
to
is
you.
a good flight.
Yeah.
A good flight for the football. It could also be a worse flight for the football.
It could be like, God damn, what
God,
the fuck? Maybe I should have used that on worst flight.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, damn. Dude.
Here, no.
Forget I
We'll kick
said
off
that.
worst flight. Yeah.
Give me a
hey,
second.
what's a worst
That's
flight?
my
Chris.
worst flight. That's my worst flight.
Yep.
The football being like, damn, do I really have to be photographed in this AP Getty image? Spinning like I'm in slow motion.
'Cause the
Like you're
ball's-
going to put me in slow motion.
Yeah. And it's heading to Canton, probably, or Kirk Cousins' house.
You probably Kirk Cousins' house.
You don't want to be taken out of circulation.
And Johnny Unitas is like, motherfucker.
Yeah, you're getting a dirty look from Johnny U.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was a weird.
There you go.
I might think of another one.
All right, Nate, worst flight.
Worst flight. It's got to be Tampa, right? Tampa. West Coast. You get the brakes beat off you.
Awful.
Your quarterback's arm looked like it fell off.
They just landed.
Exactly. And long flight. It's not even a red eye. Is it a red eye?
I don't know.
Whatever it is. It's a long flight.
Yeah, it's a red eye.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Yes, it's all night. I just was on one like it.
Did they practice today?
No.
They wouldn't? Okay.
No, when you get home,
they go in.
they tell you to go to bed.
Okay, good.
There'll be some weirdos that go straight.
Oh,
to
the Bucks have guys go in?
Yeah.
That's why they're losing.
Sucks. Yeah. No, I mean, you'll go in and
Live.
try to put the game to bed immediately. A game like that, go in, quick film, get it done.
That's the dumbest shit in the world, bro.
Go
the
in
dumbest shit in the world.
I mean, I don't know that for sure, but that's how it was at times.
Well, we're going with it. It's going to be on a quote card, if you haven't noticed. So,
Worst flight, Tampa.
Bo, what's your worst flight?
Oh, this one's easy. Philadelphia Eagles. You lose a game like that to a division rival, hated division rival, Dallas Cowboys. Everyone on WIP is already talking so much shit about you and your quarterback and all the drama in the building and the offense and blah, blah, blah. And then you trick one off. That's tough. And it's a short week. That's my worst flight.
Bo Allen's talking so much shit about you on WIP with Jason Kelsey.
I was. Yep.
My worst flight is Florida State. I don't know if you guys heard about this. They had a really ugly loss at NC State. Their flight from Raleigh to Tallahassee took off at 1 a.m., got diverted to Jacksonville due to fog. They land in Jacksonville at 3:30 a.m., ready to board buses to drive the rest of the way. Get weather delayed again in Jacksonville. Buses don't leave there till 8:45 a.m. They didn't get back to campus until 11:13 a.m. One of the buses temporarily broke down due to maintenance issues.
But you're driving back to college. That's pretty good, though.
A 10-hour
ride
back.
Imagine being in the NFL. These guys are still living the dream, dude. But what were they, just sleeping on the tarmac?
I don't know.
The buses couldn't leave because of weather?
Weather, yeah. That's what it says.
It gets real froggy.
It gets froggy.
It's froggy out there.
Yeah, Florida State, worst flight and travel. There's nothing worse than being held up from something that, especially as close as...
I'll give you a worse flight. All the Washington Commanders flying back into town off their bye week. That's got to be the fucking worst. Because at least the Miami guys who had a bye week, they're like,
can we just stay home?
We're in Miami. That's always tough when you got to come back to your shitty team off a bye week. That's a bad deal.
That is a bad flight.
Yeah.
Worst flight, part deux. Bevel Conway.
Oh, Bevel Conway. Cleveland Browns uniforms.
Dude.
And that game in general.
Really?
Cleveland Browns uniforms.
Yes.
Whoa.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just wait. Ew.
Wow.
But what you
that's
got?
a personal thing. Big
I
guys don't like wearing white.
I don't like wearing white ever.
They
Yeah.
admit
Well,
it. They admit it.
those white helmets look way better than
They
anything
look
else.
sick, dude.
Those uniforms looked way better than their turd uniforms.
Those look sick. Those are sick unis.
I'm out.
Bo, what'd you have?
Speaking of cool helmets, my Bevel Conway was the Montana alternate logo, which is the slobbering bear. I thought it was fucking tight.
Let me see this
Cowboy,
thing.
you got a photo of that?
Yeah, I do.
Throw that up there. I think it's nothing like a slobbering bear on the helmet, It's kind of fun.
Shout out to the Grizz. Did they win?
The Otto. His name's Otto.
Did they win or
don't know
not?
if they won. I'm going to say yeah. I'm just going to say yes. Straight up, yes.
Straight up.
Straight up.
I'm going to say yes. Well, obviously, it's hard to find this logo. But I'll take your word
Cowboy
for it.
Pre-game. Find it, Cowboy. It's pretty cool.
Anti-bevel. Cowboy will find it in a little bit. But anti-bevel. What you got? You
Wait,
want to
Bevel.
say Kelly Green?
Did you get Bevel?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
still
you
think
want to say
Bevel,
Kelly
too.
Greens? You want to give the Kelly Greens some props right now? Because
Are we on anti or regular?
No, we're on
Regular.
Bevel.
I'm just fucking with him.
We're on Bevel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
But
go-
here's the helmet.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's cool.
Slobberer.
Yo, my Bevel is
You
gold.
got to look at the bear.
Should be a bigger bear.
Yeah.
Why is
Like-
the bear
it's
so
like-
small?
It's like Micah Parsons is one.
Yeah, exactly. Which keeps getting smaller every week. It keeps like getting shrunk down, dude. Every time they wash it.
My Bevel is going to the Virginia Cavaliers helmet. And I like the
What?
You didn't like that Virginia, the cursive?
It's one of the worst helmets I've ever seen.
Why?
I'm with Chris on this one too.
Y'all like that helmet?
Yeah,
like,
I love that.
Yeah, I like that.
Wow, I've
but
never. I
it's
like
simple but cool. Like
Exactly, yeah.
some things. I'm like, man, you might be trolling.
no, like I think it's just simple. Like,
No, it's
I
pretty
think
cool.
there's something about like maybe just nothing on a helmet or the less you have, and for some reason just that Virginia in the little cursive writing.
It looked awful with the uniform, in my opinion.
I feel like it's. I think that's fly. It's fire. I don't know. That's just me.
It looks like
And then the blue face mask.
looks like somebody made that on Etsy. I'm just
There
gonna
should-
be honest.
There should be
dude.
an arc to it.
Yeah,
Like, it shouldn't just
it's
be.
flat. Yeah, it's flat. And if you squint kind of hard, go ahead, squint.
It's squint. What is it? What is
Just
squint?
squint. You tell me.
Just pronounce what you're saying.
I feel like Fax would be the first one to see that in the squint. You know?
Yeah,
All the moistures he's eating.
I'm not a big fan of that. And we got some good lids and good get ups.
Well, this was my Bevel Conway. So
Guy doesn't
be a
like
fan
Kelly
of the
Greens.
boy.
He's
I don't.
he's the guy to ask.
Wait, you guys just wore the Kelly Greens again,
Is it-
didn't you?
Yeah,
Did he give you
yesterday.
Bevel?
Ooh. yeah.
My bevel's a
You-
Cleveland Browns uniform.
Oh, okay.
You
My-
shouldn't like the Kelly Greens then,
What do you mean?
because you guys keep losing.
It's my
Keep
that's my
losing. The
Bevel.
8-3
Anytime they wear them,
football team?
it's the Bevel Conway.
And the
The
Kelly Greens.
best uniforms of football.
I agree, Nolan. They're
What
sick.
did you do? You see Nate just.
Because he's like, oh, they're 8-3. No, I'm talking about when they wear the Kelly Greens.
Are they? Do they have a losing record when they wear the Kelly Greens?
Check it out.
They've beaten the Jaguars, albeit in an ugly game. They beat the Dolphins in 24. Was that 24?
Yeah.
So they wore it twice last year. They won twice. This year they wore it. Which game? Was it Denver?
They wore.
No,
it-
that was the problem.
I think
Shoulda
they're
worn
wearing it in the division games. 3 of the division games.
Oh, got
or
it.
1 each. So
They won it. They beat the Giants in the Kelly
I
Greens.
think they did.
I
I'm
don't
not
think your
sure.
claim holds
Yeah.
weight. Which is not a shock,
Shocking.
but
That's
It's-
shocking.
He's-
Kelly Greens still suck.
that's crazy.
All right, anti-bevel. I got a good one. We ready? Or who won the bevel?
Well, yeah. The Browns won that. Browns got that
You
dub.
like that shit?
I
Fuck
love
yeah,
that.
You like that?
But and
like
hey,
that?
we do need to mention these JMU football helmets. They went Marvel characters,
Oh, that's
5
so
characters,
stupid.
Captain America, and some other ones.
What?
Each player got to choose. It was pretty tight. They had Marvel Day over in Harrisonburg.
Yeah, that's
tight,
crazy,
cool.
dude. What are we, 10?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, all the kids loved it. What do you hate the kids?
Yeah, dude. What did the guy with the white face paint choose? And the red face paint around his
Oh
eye.
yeah, Trent Hendrick,
That guy's wild, dude.
anti-bevel.
Anti-bevel.
Can I start this one?
Yeah.
Kick us off.
Cowboy, you got something to share with the class on this? I think I texted it to you. But my anti-bevel is Lamar Jackson post-game interview. His look was hilarious. You got to see it to kind of see it. But he had the cold weather, I don't know what you want to call that, the gator all over his face. Harken me back to a previous look from our illustrious host, Chris Long.
Oh yeah, I
Throw that
did
back
used to
out.
rock the chain link a lot. Yeah, back in the day.
Dice.
Used to stay warm, keep the lettuce in place, you know? Really likes helmet head.
You look a lot better than Lamar Jackson. That you pull up the Lamar Jackson
Thanks,
photo.
player. I appreciate it.
It's
Thank
tough.
you.
He looks like he just had a tough,
Yeah.
It's the white
he
boy
just didn't want no
shiesty.
part of that.
You got the white shiesty.
I got the white shiesty, I got the Weisty.
But it's like the white boy shiesty is like you leave your face out. You don't cover your face out.
Yeah. I'm looking for my anti-bevel. Y'all go ahead.
Good.
You know, there's so much ugly. There's so much ugly out there.
Yeah, I'm going with the Lions uniform.
God, you know what? I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
The metallic.
Why don't they just wear a black helmet with it?
Right.
Metallic helmet.
Yeah.
Well, the blue helmet's the issue, in my opinion. Are we in agreement there?
You know,
just put a black helmet.
I mean, I get it. They're trying to match the number color to the.
Look, it's like black and blue are generally it's tough to make work, but this shade of blue I don't think is the right one.
Blue on black.
No, because if you squint, they look like the Panthers.
Yeah.
could you do a blue lion on a black
well, that's
helmet?
what it should be. Yeah.
Black helmet.
No, I'm just wondering. Like, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't love it. I don't love it. Anti-bevel Conway. I don't know.
Nolan,
I'll
what you
jump
got?
in here. I just sent you a link, Cowboy. The Virginia Tech uniforms this weekend. This, I think.
Oh, it's terrible.
This is awful.
The Hokie Stone, dude.
Oh my god,
dude! I cannot believe they left the house like that.
It looks like
I don't
that.
know what Hokie Stone means.
Hokie Stone just means they got some rocks and they built all their buildings out of it, and they're like, we're the only people that use this stone.
Well, this is one of the worst uniforms I've ever seen. This
It's
is
terrible.
Really bad.
It looks like that.
Grayscale.
Yes.
It looks
exactly.
like grayscale
Exactly.
in Game of Thrones, dude.
Yep.
And that's a bad deal. You don't want grayscale.
Nope.
Sure, Mormont, John.
Terrible.
Mormont.
You don't want grayscale.
Exactly. Chris?
Anti-bevel Conway. Let me see. Anybody else? Am I?
You're it, but we do have a leader in the clubhouse.
Okay. You just pick them.
Yeah, it's the Hokies grayscale. That's naughty. That's just really naughty.
That's gross.
Very,
Throw 'em out.
very
Don't wear 'em again.
naughty.
Yes. Move on down the line. Let's
Best
keep it moving.
best seat.
And keep it moving. We can get home here soon, guys.
Best seat, baby.
Some of us ain't slept.
Going to Dr. Fax. Going to Dr. Fax.
Third person.
At the office. I got the luxury to watch the game with Cowboy Reed and Nolan, and I got to see Nolan sit and squirm while this Eagles game was going on, and it just felt good to sit there and watch him critique and watch that downfall, because it started off well, the Eagles looking good, we're all joking around, and then that third quarter went by, and then Nolan, it's like you see that meme, like when someone gets serious in a video game, you kind of lean forward. You like Nolan started sitting forward and he started typing a little harder on his notes.
It's interesting you say that. That's how you remember. The way I remember it is it got quiet once Trevor started tossing those picks in the second half.
Hey!
That's how I remember it. That's when the air left the room. As far as I remember.
No, so
Yeah, I think the line was
fun.
from Nate. Hey, guys, I'm going to go across the street for a second.
Did he really?
I think just for a walk. He just needed a walk.
You don't have to. Nobody cares about that game. It's barely televised. You know, it's not even embarrassing. It's like borderline not embarrassing. Like, nobody thinks you're going to win. When the Eagles lose, it's embarrassing. You know, like, they got something to, like.
Especially when you're up 21, it is.
I know. It's embarrassing because, like,
sure.
because you're a good team. And, like, you know, like, people, you could actually win a Super Bowl.
I know.
You know, unlike the Jaguars, who are going to be in cap hell because of their quarterback that they paid a couple years ago inexplicably until 2028.
And I mean, you know, at least our star player. I mean, you get your star players; they're happy. You happy with having 8 catches, 110 yards, and losing? You know,
because of all those dead cap charges, I don't even know if they can afford Mac Jones in a trade.
Yeah, that's
this year.
true.
You know,
Baby, come back. All right, so. We're looking for best seat. Me at Fox. I got to 6 giant TVs, dude. There's like food and the whole thing. I'm telling you, these guys got it made.
It's a 3/3.
It's a 3/3, and they're all big dogs. And you know, and there's good seating. And
let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What's the decision-making hierarchy for who's calling the shots?
Dude, honestly, at one point, when there was like a change in the shift, Jay Glazer walks. He's like, "What are you watching on your?" Because I had to watch my I had to watch my Cleveland Vegas game because obviously I had the under. And he goes, "Fuck this shit. We'll put it up there." So I got Cleveland Vegas on one of the big screens. I thought that was a big win. No, it's fun. You know, I've known those guys a long time. Like TB's like a damn uncle to me, dude. I've known that guy so long, and it was great seeing him and Strahan and those guys. So, and yeah, I shout out to that whole group. Who did I? Kurt Menefee. Just good dudes to watch games with. It's pretty funny. And seeing them bust my dad's chops is awesome because you don't usually get to see your dad like in that, you know.
What's the remote situation? Does each TV have a remote? Is there a pad that you go?
I think it's some sort of a wall pad, but we're gonna get the same fucking thing. We're replacing the situation we have right now. We're just like Reed with 4 remote controls, and like one remote control turns off the other fucking TV. So yeah, we're gonna change that.
Bo, best seat.
Moving on up.
Best seat, easy one. This was Sterling Shepard on Sunday Night Football. You know, I'm kind of a purist when it comes to Sunday Night Football player intros. I like the classics, college, maybe a little high school in there. It's kind of fun to throw your elementary school in there. Sterling Shepard had his 2 daughters on there, and it was pretty adorable. Kind of probably pretty fun for him to get them involved and have them, you know, up on the big screen. So cute kids, big fan. Sterling Shepard, best seat doing that with the girls. I loved it.
My best seat, pains me to do this, but I give credit where it's due. Jerry Jones. This guy loves making his team a show, made all these moves, hoping to ignite a playoff run. And as ugly as it was at times in the first half, they beat their arch rival at home. Now they got a chance to make some serious noise. Chiefs come to town on Thursday. And I actually have a confession to make with this game. This pains me even more to do. At halftime, or just before halftime, before the Cowboys scored, I wrote out a whole Jerry Jones worst seat thing.
I thought you were going to say something else.
Boy, did that backfire.
Yeah. Oh, man. I thought you were going to say something else. I thought you were going to say I hopped on the Cowboys live or something.
No.
That's a bad
just as
idea.
bad.
I don't know.
He did have a big old smile after that game.
Oh, you betcha.
Big old smile.
You betcha. So you want a worse seat, huh?
Yeah, once I decide who wins.
Okay.
Man, I'd love to go wholesome. I'd love to go nostalgic. I'd love to go...
We rarely go wholesome on this show.
That's a great call, Bo. We're going to go wholesome. Sterling Shepard.
Yeah! I love that. I needed that win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a quick counter. Bo's got 2, Nolan's got 2, and Chris has 1 through 5.
That's fine. It's okay. What is it? Okay.
We're seat.
Okay.
I can kick this one off.
Go ahead, Nolan.
Okay.
Go ahead, Nolan.
So there's a stomach bug that ripped through the Bucs facility this week. Worst seat has to be the toilet seats in the Bucs facility because they got lit up this week.
Dude,
15 players,
man, I
5 coaches.
Said hi to any of them.
Everybody back away.
Imagine Vita Vea's got a stomach bug.
Seriously, I was about to say.
Have at it, brother. We'll all shit at home today.
Right.
Looks like everybody else is shitting at home.
Exactly.
Damn,
yeah, they got hit this week. 15 players, 5 coaches had the stomach virus. So many guys down, they were forced to have a walkthrough on Wednesday. That could also double as a worse flight because I can't imagine a 6-hour flight to LA was too pleasant.
Ooh.
Yikes.
Ooh. Yeah,
Bo,
dude.
worst seat.
Worst seat, the Detroit Lions and the New York Football Giants went to overtime. You know, ceremonial coin toss prior to overtime. Typically, you send out a couple captains. New York Football Giants sent out Russell Wilson to take the coin toss, solo dolo, and a game that he didn't even play in. He went out there with his helmet on. Terrible seat to just go off for that coin toss. You know, with Jameis Winston starting over, you'd already lost your job to Jackson Dart and then got booed through one of the worst grass worm-burning balls previously this season. So worst seat, Russell Wilson, coin toss, solo dolo.
The
Terrible.
freak's ruining the game.
Freak's trying to ruin the game. All right. Is it me?
It is you.
Golly. Fuck me. That's crazy. How fast that comes around. And by that, I mean, it's been almost 2 months, and you guys haven't congratulated the Las Vegas Aces for winning the WNBA Finals, and so worst seat to all you pigs, you gentlemen, you fucking assholes. That happened October 3rd, and not a peep.
That's on us. We
really
no,
honestly. And I was gonna wait a while, but I just decided to do it today. You guys, all in big trouble.
Yep.
Worst seat.
Chauvinist.
Aaron Rodgers.
I didn't say it.
Aaron Rodgers having to sit on the bench and watch his team lose to the Bears, who he was, he was very dominant.
Flipping off. And
that's a really good one, Nate.
He was really dominant against them when he played for Green Bay. So to go there in a different team's uniform and then getting hurt the week before and not being able to play and watching the team lose has to be the worst seat.
Yeah, I'd love to give it to Russell. I really should give it to us, but I don't want to glorify us and give us an award for as bad as we should feel. So it'll go to Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers' worst seat.
That's a really good one.
Fly on the wall.
Fly on the wall.
Nate, what'd you have?
Fly on the wall.
Fly on the wall.
What are my kids doing right now? Wonder if it's dinner time yet at home.
Here we go.
Joking, guys. Fly on the wall?
I can start.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I can't start.
Okay, fly on the wall. The LSU athletic department not allowing Brian Kelly to do senior night with his son.
Oh, shit. Dude,
Kenzel Kelly.
Brian Kelly has honestly, like, the things that come out about him every time his name's in the news in a negative way, it's just like, fuck, I've been waiting to say this. Like people have been waiting to kill this guy, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Just doesn't sound like a great human.
No. And his son, Kenzel Kelly, ripping the Free BK shirt under his uniform.
Well, he's biased.
Free BK.
What if it's his fire above that? All right. So, all right.
Bo, what'd you have?
Fly on the wall. I'd like to be a fly on the wall. I talked a while ago about wanting to see, Howie Roseman's text during the trade deadline week. Eagles run a bye week, stuff like that. I want to see the text. I want to be a fly on the wall. Check out the Belichick family group chat because it came out that Jordan Hudson's going to sue Pablo Torre. That's a saga that I think will be fun to follow. But I just want to know, what there's, the Belichick family group chat. What are they saying about all of this? What's going on? I would love to read those messages. I'd like to be the fly on the wall during that Thanksgiving conversation. I think that could be a good one.
Well, allegedly, it's not even a group text. It's a in-office person conversation.
Yeah.
But
I heard that as well.
It's starting to get weird.
Too,
it's starting to get weird.
Starting to get weird.
Starting?
Just gonna leave it there.
Nolan.
My fly on the wall. So we saw Spags Blitz Designs take another victim this weekend with Daniel Jones. I'd love to be a fly on the wall just watching Spags design his pressure packages each week, start to finish, film study, whiteboard, the install meeting. It's got to be like watching an artist in the studio. Like Dr. Dre at the soundboard.
In St. Louis, it was like watching a Picasso with no paint. Like,
yeah.
It was kind of like, man, this is gonna be good one day. Not here though. That's a good one. Fly on the wall, huh?
Fly on the wall.
Fly on the wall. Huh. Yeah, fly on the wall. What are the Eagles gonna do outside? If Adoree Jackson's hurt this week,
Theodore's heel.
Yeah, what are they gonna do? For real? They're gonna just do what they did Sunday?
Yeah, we're gonna see.
Put Cooper outside.
See Michael Carter get a workout.
Yeah, Michael Carter was getting some work. Sydney's gonna get some work. There's a lot of people flying the wall. What's Vic Fangio doing this week?
Nice
to counter what the up and coming head coach Ben Johnson is doing.
Fly on the wall winner. It's going to be the LSU athletic department turning down Brian Kelly to walk out there
That's
with
pretty good.
the son. They might have been able to save a little bit of money if they had waited 3 weeks.
What is he not still their dad though? He's not still his dad.
Yeah, that's what why.
You know?
Why not? Too embarrassing. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
They should have put him on a rotating stage like
yeah, right.
like Brian Kelly and that shit is one of my all-time favorite gifts.
Fly on the wall with Brian Kelly is him in front of the mirror figuring out his next accent. Where he's
no
going to
question.
land next.
Now, where do you want him to end up?
Right. Best accent wise. Him doing a
Him coaching American football in the Philippines would be incredible. All right, next.
he goes
No one do the accent. Next.
He goes to the Canadian Football League. Hollow Man.
He goes to Canadian football. Hollow Man. Let's just keep going. Usually, though, you do see like when there's a white person faking an accent, like the memes eventually like it's a Jamaican accent, which would be incredible too. Chip Kelly.
Chet Hanks is teaching Chip Kelly how to do the Jamaican accent.
Yeah. Every time we call that play, you fuck it up, man. The way he fucking yells at players, though, honestly, is what I hate about him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's so many videos of him, like, I understand getting yelled at, but, like, there's, like, a line. And the reason I kind of, like, besides some of the other stuff, when I see him on TV, he's always been one to show up college players.
Right.
I don't like that shit. I don't like showing up players.
Yep.
So it's not personal. Enjoy your trip to the Philippines.
Yep.
Next.
Hollow Man.
Oh, me?
Anyone?
I'll take the guy from Detroit, Barnes, because he got basically like back-shouldered with Jameis Winston being the quarterback, and then he got stiff-armed.
Yep.
Like, thank God they won that game.
Right.
The difference between how that play is like discussed in the building after a loss and after a win is night and day. He's gonna get laughed at. He's getting laughed at right now, but like it would be dead quiet and uncomfortable had they lost that game, dude. That was unbelievable. Jameis Winston, shout out.
I'm so laughing at Brian Kelly in the Philippines.
I don't know, bro.
All right, my hollow man. It's the hollow man of the Philadelphia Eagles offense. No one person's fault, but it's everyone's fault to some extent. This offense played 1.5 of football yesterday, pissed away a 21-point lead. Tough matchup Friday against Chicago. Got to get shit straight.
Nate, Hollow Man?
Hollow Man. I'm giving it to Cam Newton watching Drake May brush off
The Superman
the
thing?
Superman in celebration. I feel like it gotta feel a little like, dang, like
Maybe Hollow Man Stephen A too, like, because
Yeah,
man, like
for
it's
sure.
easy. I like Stephen A, but it's so easy to push his buttons, man. Just come at ratings or like his show. You know what I mean? Like,
who doesn't know my show?
it's totally plausible the guy doesn't know what fucking show you're on, dude. Like, I'm in the media and I lose track of like what my friends are on.
As crazy as I think that crash out was, like, I do feel like Drake May knew what show he was on. But in the context of people kind of talking shit about me, of course I'm gonna slide your.
But also,
show
to be honest, like it was just yesterday he was with Skip Bayless, wasn't he? It felt like like just yesterday, like that's who I thought he was on TV with, and then like I'll turn on, he was with Mad Dog for a little bit, and then Shannon Sharp, wasn't he with Shannon Sharp? I don't know, well, whatever show he's on, they're discussing the Browns for 45 minutes today. so you have a choice in media consumption.
Bo, did you have a Hollow Man?
I got a Hollow Man. My Hollow Man is Tom Brady. You know, it's tough to be up in the booth. A lot of bullets flying, a lot of stuff going on. You don't want to misspeak. Tom was calling Oso Digizua's sack of Jalen Hurts broadcast yesterday and had a little bit of an awkward moment. Always tough. I thought he recovered very well.
Always tough, huh?
I kind of just nailed that. But, yeah, Hollow Man tough. Tom Brady definitely wanted that one back.
My favorite thing is when somebody clearly makes a mistake, the people are like, did he mean to? did he make a mistake?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, he just fixed his face to say that word on national TV. He just wanted to ruin his career real quick.
Yeah.
Because of covert racism that he
Yeah.
held in for 20-something years, dude.
Yeah.
Newsflash, that wouldn't ruin.
He meant Dickerson. That's what he was doing. He was saying Dickerson, and he got all tongue-tied because he's... What was that?
That was the
You look like
Tariq
a chick from you look like a chick from Kingpin doing that.
Tom Brady dropping the N-bomb wouldn't ruin his career. Go.
I think it would. I think it might.
Justifiably. That's a no can do.
New age is weird. It would be weird.
But it didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
Did not happen.
It did happen.
It's Derek Barnes. You're right. If they hadn't won that game. And I mean, high stepping over Jameis, he's like, I'm going to get this. Jameis caught that. Oh, no, he's off the races.
No, that was awful.
It's a rough one.
Not as awful as what Brady almost said, but good on you for
spreading the ball around.
Yeah.
STL Memorial.
I'm gonna give it to Davis Mills, man. Thursday night, that was impressive, and I've seen a few comments from people who watch our show. Evidently, they watch our show, where they're like, they're really not gonna break the Thursday night game down this week. Like, oh my God, they're just avoiding. I'm like, dude, like we haven't been doing the Thursday night show for a month now, and we don't break Thursday night games down on the Monday show customarily, but Davis Mills has quietly gotten the Houston Texans back in the race. They were, and this isn't a shot at your Jags, but like there was a moment where the Jags had them and they could have buried them, and then they let them live, and now that they have life, and Davis Mills in the neck bowl coming away with the victory. Obviously, it was about the defense Thursday night, but I thought Davis Mills just kind of gets lost in the shuffle. I've always liked him as a spot starter. And he's done a good job. Maybe he's a guy who gets opportunities next year.
He should.
Maybe he's your Minnesota Vikings quarterback. Because I can guarantee you, if Davis Mills was in Minnesota, they look better than what they look like right now.
We'll swap a neck out for a neck out.
A neck for a neck.
A neck for a neck in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
2 thick neck quarterbacks.
How about you go from J.J. McCarthy, who looked like Hannibal Lecter when they were breaking it down the first game when he got a game ball, to a guy that's like, yeah, my wife tries to argue with me, I don't get mad. like that's what you need, bro. You need a quarterback like Davis Mills.
Yep.
Shout out.
Bo, STL Memorial.
STL Memorial, I mean, we talked about it. This is not really flying under the radar, but in a game where, the Browns are playing the Raiders, it's not that exciting. But got to give it to Myles Garrett. He's got 18 sacks in Week 12. It's fucking nuts. He's the best. I want to be him. I think he's got it all. He's a fucking god on the football field. He had 3 sacks in that game. You just got to think Jim Schwartz is pretty happy with Myles Garrett, huh, Chris? So, yeah, Myles Garrett, 3 sacks, 18 sacks. I want to see him break that record real bad. Pump for him.
He's going to do it. He's going to
supposedly like he had the flu or he's sick too. And he played yesterday, and it's like
I don't think his
sick.
body
He
gets
is very
sick. I think
sick.
he makes the illness sick.
Yeah.
He's got that immune system.
Maybe that's what we need to start doing.
When a grizzly bear has the flu, he's still going to get you.
Yeah.
It is what it
Chuck
is.
Norris joke. Just put in Myles Garrett.
Right.
Yeah.
Just sub it out.
Yep.
Because that's crazy.
And it's not even
Myles Garrett.
unfeasible. It's not even wild to say that he could get it this week because he's at 18. He needs 5 to break the what?
What did you say?
So it is feasible.
Feastables?
It's not out of the question.
Not out of the
this
question.
week.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Which is wild to say that he would need 5 sacks to break the record, but that's not.
No,
he could do it because he's done
Who
it
they
this
play
week.
this week? Well, I'm going to predict when he's going to break it, and it's probably next week, not this week. But, so they have
timing.
They have the
Brock Purdy. They could.
The Niners.
He could get Purdy.
Yeah.
And then
no,
the
they're going to
Titans.
play with timing, and they're going to try to take him out of the football game. Like they're actually a professional football team.
They're going to
So
chip the shit out of him. They're going to run screens.
they're going to find ways to not. Tennessee, he's going to get 4. He's going to break it in Chicago. He's going to break it in Chicago in the second
sacks
quarter
next
of the
week,
game.
You're predicting?
No, I just think he might have 1 in San Francisco. He's either going to have 3 or 4 at Tennessee, and then Chicago he breaks in the second quarter. Mark my words.
And
5.
Buffalo and Pittsburgh are soft landings too.
Yeah.
If he hasn't broken it by then,
Yeah,
they're struggling
No
in pass
question.
pro all season.
no question. If you haven't noticed,
Nate STL Memorial.
This ST Memorial is going to the security guard who tackled the college kid who ran on the field at Colorado to do the Shedeur Sanders. Perfect timing.
wait, the security guard did it.
Uh-huh.
He just decked him. He just decked him.
He had to get him.
Oh, it reminded me of the fact that Johnny Manziel stood up for that cop. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, that's a wild. That on paper it looks really bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, because he went to Texas A&M, right?
Yeah,
They was like, Johnny, throw us a bone.
yeah. They were like,
Like, this media shit is crazy.
could you back
right
the
now.
blue for a day?
Can you help? Can you help? He probably got season tickets in a box for saying that.
Listen, I know you're
He didn't
friends with
already
Drake
do it.
and the whole thing, but could you back the blue for a day? Maybe get on the Ocho Cinco's show and back the blue. All right, so is
My
that it?
my STL is the offensive line of the Kansas City Chiefs.
The Chiefs.
Chiefs.
I mean, control and possession. That was the most important key to victory for them yesterday. They kicked ass up front all day long. Kareem Hunt, 100 yards on the day. And they finished with over 42 minutes of possession, as we said earlier. So, great job by Andy Heck's group. And they did that losing Trey Smith for the second half. So,
Oh wow.
good work.
Myles Garrett, or STL Memorial goes to Myles Garrett. And if Shedeur Sanders had played differently, I think we'd be talking about Myles Garrett a heck of a lot more. But Myles Garrett, STL Memorial, with 3 sacks.
Stefanski.
Game ball.
Game ball. Sure.
Nate, do you have a game ball?
Yeah. Game ball. Let's give it to Jahmyr Gibbs
Let's give it to Jahmyr Gibbs.
because, overtime. Just seeing someone just run through a line of scrimmage like he does, and especially to it's a walk off. Like, how many opportunities do you really have to just walk off in a game to do something that ends the game and that you can be like, I won this game, or I directly helped win this game and finish this game, and to be watching that game and seeing that handoff and just and seeing him break through that line and be like, damn, game over that quick. I think it's just special. So game ball, Jahmyr Gibbs.
Bo, would you have game ball?
Game ball is going to JSN. I think he's a stud. I love watching those deep balls to him, but he's also performing at an alarmingly well rate in Seattle. 8 catches, 167 yards, 2 TDs, breaking all sorts of records. He also, in week 12, we were just talking about Myles Garrett, how he has a chance to break the sack record at some point here soon. JSN week 12 has the most receiving yards in a single season for Seattle Seahawks. Super impressive. He's had an incredible year. I love that guy. Talked to him at the Super Bowl last year. He's a really cool dude.
I talked to him when he was a kid. I known him a long time.
Yeah, not as long as me, though.
Well,
We're best friends, dude. Me and Jason are best buddies. Yeah. He texted me after the game and asked what I thought. And I said,
Prove
you know
it.
what?
Let's
Get my
see.
game ball.
Let's see a text.
Yeah. I'll send it to you privately.
My game ball is Spags. Spags. The Chiefs needed that one. I had Dr. Fax breathing down their necks, man. He was ready to put them away. He was ready to take them to the upper room, and they ended up getting a win because their defense played more like the group that in big games over the last couple of years has done just everything right. The way they built a wall in the run game, like you could tell early on in that game, it was just one of those deals where Spags, I could hear him in my head saying, we're going to build a flat wall and we're going to handle the bounces, and the edge setters were all over it. I thought this was probably their best game of the season, and he had some great second half calls. So Spags game ball.
Nolan?
Game ball. Quinnen Williams. He was a problem for the
Wow.
Eagles yesterday. I mean, you talk about blue chip players. They had one, obviously, in Micah, and shipped him away. They bring in Quentin Williams. He makes that entire defense better. He is so disruptive. He blew up 2 counter plays in the first half. The first one, he was on the front side, knocked Fred Johnson back into the pullers. And then the second one, he was on the back side of it and got up the field so quickly, it damn near took the hand off.
Did he knock him into Goddard?
I think he did.
There was one play that Goddard ran in
probably another one.
Fred.
Yeah.
And they looked at each other like – there were a couple moments in that game where guys were like palms up at each other.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, the Cowboys D-line won the line of scrimmage, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
I mean, no two ways about it.
Yeah.
He also had 8 pressures, so he was super effective in the pass phase as well. It was a great game from him.
Game ball goes to Spags with a W when they needed it, as you said. Spags.
What was the final tally?
Final tally, Chris and Bo at the top with 3 apiece. Nolan and Nate right below with 2 apiece.
Sorry, guys.
Back to the weight room.
Yeah.
Okay, keep grinding. Keep grinding, fellas.
Sorry to say that we're all done with mentions. What's the next?
We just want to talk a little Monday night before we say goodbye to everybody. What's your lean? Panthers 49ers, 49ers
my lean is
7.5.
over.
Over? 49.5 is the total.
My lean is over. That's just my first lean. You tell me. What do you think, guys? Over? Under?
I like the over.
Because that's a lot of points.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they're begging you to take the Panthers. I'm a little bit nervous about doing that on the road. But I think the Prince has a lot of opportunities for a backdoor cover on the over. I see the Niners moving the ball. And I see the Panthers without Bryce being under a tremendous amount of pressure being able to throw the ball.
Yep.
And run it.
Yeah, Rico. It might be a Rico game.
Rico game, bro.
Rico.
So that is that. You guys take care. We'll see you when we see you.
Happy
Sometime
Thanksgiving.
soon. Happy
We don't
Thanksgiving.
see you.
We'll see you before
Happy
Thanksgiving.
Hey, I'm thankful for you guys.
Thankful for
Thankful
you.
for you.
Yeah, me
Thanks,
too,
I was
Bo.
waiting for it. There it is.
Take care.
Thankful for you, Nate.
Thankful for you.